One sec, y'all. How y'all doing? Welcome. I just realized I didn't set up my content layout. I want to make sure you guys can read alongside me. Hello. Welcome. Good to have you. Just a moment. I'll be right with you. Just want to... Oh, you know what? We can do this together. We can do it together. It's fine. Hello, everyone. How y'all doing? Welcome, first-time chatters. Yellow Kiwis. Welcome to chat. Good to have you. Yummy Genshin. Welcome back. Made it back before the countdown ended. Well done. Hello. Good to see you all. We haven't done a proper, just chat and reading type stream in a little while, so I hope today will be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I feel like I've been leaning too hard on the just pull up a game and play it on stream strat. So we gotta mix it up. We used to be so diverse in here. I used to be a true variety streamer. What happened? It's like bedtime, so this is gonna be your bedtime story. Kirumi made... Are you sure? Are you good to listen to creepypastas to go to sleep? I do, but I'm not copy. I listen to true crime podcasts to go to sleep, but I just want to double check that you're aware of what you're getting yourself into. Gullible Walnut 49, welcome to chat. Hello. Phoebe, I'm glad you like the earrings. These are a vintage set of clip-ons, actually. Watch. It's weird clipping on earrings over actual piercings, but it actually is pretty comfy. Your earphone sound was so loud when I'm sorry, Maya. Wait, is my mic doing that thing again? I don't think so. The mic sensitivity looks correct. Sorry about that though. Hope it wasn't too bad. Let me turn the BGM down ever so slightly. I think that should be good. Don't know what I'm getting myself into. Low-key interested. All right. Well, for those of you who don't know what a creepypasta is, how would you even define creepypastas? Actually, that's a good point. Creepypastas are it all started on Reddit. And people just wrote like stories as if they were real / maybe I shouldn't say that part out loud. True stories that actually happened. Anyways, people wrote creepy stories basically on Reddit, r/creepypasta, and over the years it's evolved into its own subculture, I guess. I think maybe the most famous one back when I was first getting into creepypastas was definitely the Russian sleep experiment, which people did suggest. So for those of you who would like to suggest a creepypasta for me to read, I did not pre-select any. I was looking at everyone's submissions, but I didn't commit to any of them. So if you would like to, here is the tweet, or you can just head to my Twitter, you'll find it. I haven't tweeted that much recently. So yeah, if you want to drop a link or just a title in the description, I'll probably be going off the creepypasta wiki as much as possible because it's clean and readable. Aren't they scary stories that are usually fake or real? They can be either. Yes, that is correct. But basically vaguely creepy stories. Some of them get pretty bad, pretty gruesome, pretty horrific. My personal preference for creepypasta is actually stuff like the Russian sleep experiment, where it's kind of subtle and atmospheric and immersive, but maybe not outright gruesome. First time on your live, loved your personality. Oh, okay, yeah, that's sweet of you. Welcome to chat. It's good to have you. Wait, they actually happened? I'm not gonna sleep tonight. Okay, so it's hard to tell, right, in this blurring of reality and fiction. Some of them are inspired by real events, some of them are supposedly real events, or OP will claim that it is real. Whether or not you believe these stories are real is entirely up to you. Pixel Pixie, welcome to chat also. I see you with the Mel emote, very cute. Mad Caw, good to see you also. Hope you've been well. Reveries Grave, I love creepypasta so much when I was younger. Yes, I was also similarly very into ye old OG creepypastas. So I think it'll be fun today. I just want to catch up a little bit. What are the youngins reading now? What are the popular creepypastas now? Creepypastas are written to seem like they are real, but the only real objectives of them is to make you feel creeped out. Yes, exactly. So whether they are real or fake or just framed to be real, as long as you feel a little bit creeped out, that's a creepypasta. Lucius, welcome. Redlin, welcome. Hoodie Huang, welcome. So creepypasta is horror things, the more I know. Yeah, well, horror I feel like is a strong word. Some creepypastas are just slightly unsettling. Just a little bit. Had a funky creepypasta. You wrote a creepypasta, Reveries? Do you want to drop it? If you want to, you can feel free to link it in the Twitter thread. You woke up and you're home alone. Pixel, okay, so I mean, that's the warning. So I'll say this again and again through stream, but if y'all are not into creepy stories, or if you're not in the mood for it right now, don't put yourself through it, you know what I mean? I'll post these elsewhere. I'll probably record the audio properly on the side. We can throw them up on the Ko-Fi shop for free. Y'all can listen to these whenever. You don't have to do it now if you're not feeling up to it. Let me add a command though. Here, adcom. Oops, that was all caps. Adcom. Creepy pasta. Wait, what should I write? Don't subject yourself to a creepy story if you aren't feeling up to it. Submit a suggestion here. There you go. Got it. Playing Genshin Impact and listening to you. Couldn't get better. Oh, Liz, very sweet of you. You'll be lurking as you explore the pyramids in Genshin. I haven't even gotten that far yet. Is it Botan? 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 The creepypasta will give a mood. Okay, that's true. That'll go well with the pyramids, maybe. I have Corin's pulled up right now. Corin suggested Mason, I believe, which I have not read, not even a familiar name to me, so we're gonna be reading Mason first. That's where we're starting. Rens, happy 6 months. 6 months of witnessing you spark joy. I stay for more. Very sweet of you, Rens. Before you can even ask, today we are drinking jasmine tea, a really high quality jasmine tea. Can you tell from the leaf shape? It's a fancy schmancy jasmine that my mom gave me a long time ago. She bought like a ton of these. They all came in these like massive canisters because she bought them basically like wholesale straight from the growers. But I've just been slowly making my way through this tea. Pokemon creepypastas were such a moment. I read or played so many of them. Oh my god, Severus. I loved the Lavender Town one. That one, like the unknown one, or I forget what it was called. The Pokemon, that glitchy Pokemon, because it was written as if it was like an actual Pokemon glitch that actually happened, right? The Murderless Crow, happy 2 months. Happy to be able to support you and your works. Longtime lurker. Thank you for lurking, Crow. I hope you're enjoying yourself out there. I appreciate it. Happy 2 months. I remember reading one over at my friend's house in middle school and we all got really paranoid watching videos related to the creepypasta. Exactly. That's the vibe we're going for today. That middle school, I'm creeped out, but I want to keep learning more. Pokemon Black, yes. I think I played it. I think there was like ill-advised. Don't just randomly download and run random executable files on your computer, right? But it was like a cheap, like crappy college laptop I didn't care about. Yeah, I downloaded an executable and ran it. It was fun. 22 hours over the Atlantic, creepypasta to rock me to sleep. Oh, it's, what is that? I have to, my American brain has to translate that. That's 10 p.m. in my brain. Got it. It is bedtime for you, huh, Bubbling? Welcome to chat also. Hope you guys have a good stream. Thank you, Hoodie Hong. Afnanui. Welcome to stream. Good to have you. And Johan, hello. Creepypastas, you're so here for this. I want to hear you. Okay, for those of you who don't know, hold on. For those of you who do not know Johan here, Red Bean Porridge. Incredible voice, incredible artist, incredible streamer, but like big, like what reeled me in the beginning was the voice. Really good fucking voice. I want to hear you read a creepypasta. I feel like that would take me out. Also, I'm gonna close the door. Just realized I left it open. BRB. 2 seconds. Oh god. Can't have the neighbors hear me scream. Or hear my victim scream, am I right? Where are my slippers? I could have sworn, oh no. I'm a mess. Left my slippers. You guys want to see my slippers? They're cute. I like them a lot. Johan, you deserve it. You deserve it. Okay, shall we? What are we doing? We're gonna read creepypastas today. That's the goal. Do heed the, I mean, I wouldn't call it a content warning, but like, it's a creepypasta. It has the word creepy in it. Take note. All right, I'm gonna switch our music over. This lo-fi is a little too comfy, you know what I mean? We gotta go for the like actual horror tracks. Let me know how these go. How's that? Is that too loud? Too quiet? We'll keep an eye on the audio bar. All right, we should make creepypasta trope bingo cards. Wait, that sounds fun. That would have been fun if I had prepared any longer than 2 minutes before I was supposed to hit start stream. Stretched from Lucas, thank you. Let's do a little arm circles. I haven't stretched very much. Zephyrian, hello, Spookozy. That's a fun portmanteau. Horror tracks, aka me doing rehearsal for musicals. What, does it sound like someone's gonna die? The lo-fi sounded more like fun spooky. Exactly. We like spooky in all of its flavors, but today we are spooky, yeah? Should have said so when you tweeted about creepypastas. Johan with all the good ideas. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't have had time to prep anyway. But yes, Hoodie Huang, thank you. It's time for me to poof. All right, yes, for sure. I will, for those of you who do not have an appetite for the creepy, please do mind the creepiness. How else should I put that? I don't even know. Maybe I'll pull my mic a little closer to me. I don't even know how to, I like put my mic so fucking, shit, man. Okay, yeah, come on through, buddy. No. Okay, this is the best I got. This is what we're working with. Tilt this down a little. I ain't kissing the mic, but we're getting as good as we can get, as close as I can go. Danse Macabre BGM. I can't play anything that like is not royalty free. I'm just gonna say that right now. Please always be mindful of copyright and intellectual property. Let me get some food. Yes, Duke. Origami's Arc, welcome. Good to have you. All right, so we are starting with, hold on, let me pull y'all over so you can read it with me. I'm on the wiki. Let me actually crop it just a little bit because that yellow bar is a little bit distracting. How's the audio? Is this mic close enough to my mouth? Mouth noises. Mouth noises. I hope my dry mouth isn't too bad today. I hate the clicking. Okay, this should be good. And then I will set up a crop filter. Let's do crop left. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then just bump the whole thing over. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty solid. Let's do that. What's my favorite creepypasta? I'm an OG. Like, the thing that got me into creepypastas back in the day was the Russian sleep experiment. That and the Pokemon one that we were talking about, Pokemon Black. Definitely watching the VOD. Got a dip for now. Oh, for sure. Oh, all right. Enjoy your time at the arcade. Let's play some water phone sounds. What is a water phone? I've never even heard of that. All right. Feel like our audio is pretty well set up. So let's roll with it. You guys ready? Oops, this is so loud and noisy. Okay. It was a dark and rainy day in February when I was hit with a small red pickup truck. February 15th. I was told I flew 15 feet before landing smack on my head. Apparently the driver was drunk and didn't see me crossing. I don't remember that day at all. 4 weeks I slept. In a coma that man I feared I would never come out of. I was placed in a ward of children and teens with major bodily harm or disease. My roommate was a boy named Mason. I never did find out his last name. For the time in which I slept, he found out bits and pieces of me through my various visitors, my favorite color, what kind of music I liked, and other random things. The day I woke up, I was showered with love and attention from my family, and it took me almost an hour to realize the boy laying in the bed beside me. He flashed me a lopsided grin and quietly went back to the book he was reading. Eventually, I was left in peace, and after about 20 minutes of mental debate, I spoke up and asked him his name. His voice was smooth and low, and never failed to make me shudder. We spent the rest of the evening playing 20 questions and getting to know each other better. Eventually, my doctor would break our quality time and give me the lowdown on my injuries and what the healing process would be like. He told me that when I was hit, not only did I give myself a nasty concussion, but my legs were also broken in my oh-so-graceful landing. They said I had a 60% chance of ever walking again. We became close almost instantaneously. The nurses would laugh and say we already looked like an old married couple bundled up in bed watching whatever soap opera happened to be on television. Mason would just flash me his trademark grin while I blushed and buried my face in his chest. Wait, why is this like so cute so far? This is really cute. We both had our good days and our bad ones, Mason and I. On a particular tough day of treatment for him, we both lay in his bed with him trembling in my arms. I'll never forget the feeling of his soft hiccups or the knot at the pit in my stomach. I finally got up my courage and asked him the million-dollar question. He had Hodgkin's disease. I don't think either of us slept that night. While my legs were transitioned from casts to braces, Mason's chemotherapy began. However, without fail, I'd come back frustrated or in tears from a difficult session of therapy. He'd be there to comfort me with soothing words and reruns of I Love Lucy. This is such a cutie pasta. Yeah, forget creepypasta. It's a cutie pasta. What in the fan fiction? I know. We're reading like a romance novel. Over the weeks, the chemo began to take its toll. His brown curls thinned into almost nothing. Dark circles took permanent residence under his eyes, and his skin turned pale as snow. As my legs grew stronger, the day I was released no longer seemed like something to look forward to. The day we decided to shave his hair was the day I broke down. I told him I'd do anything. give blood, bone marrow, anything to make him better faster, but he just shot me that smile and instantly made me melt and wipe my tears away. They really did. They opened it with like, he flashed me a lopsided grin when I woke up kind of thing in the beginning. I feel like we should have seen a lot of it coming. 60%. Mason had a 60% chance of beating his demons. Same as me. On May 12th, I was officially released from room 104. I would walk with a limp most likely for the rest of my life. I feel like the audio is like just a little bit too loud. Okay. Every other day I would visit Mason. Each time I would leave, we would take a picture together. Over the months, I could compare our first picture with our most recent one and see how much he was deteriorating. It was heartbreaking. August 17th was the first time I lost him. Overnight, a high fever had broken out and his heart stopped for 4.5 minutes. Wait, can you still live after 4.5 minutes? Aren't you like dead? Is there a time? When do they pronounce you dead? How do you... Wait, okay, well, those are the worst minutes of my life. I sat outside his room in an uncomfortable plastic chair, watching the nurses I knew all too well scrambling back and forth trying to save his fragile life. With chest compressions? Oh, I guess if you are chest compressions for 4.5 minutes. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Brain damage risk is high. Oh, maybe after 5 to 7. That's true because you have such limited oxygen flowing. That makes sense. Okay. After that, I vowed to never let him leave me alone again. I guess the odds weren't in his favor. By Thanksgiving, he was practically a skeleton, but I didn't care. He confided in me that night, accepting the fact that his time was almost up, that he'd wait for me on the other side. Bro, that got really loud. It's like so ominous. Oh my god. He'd wait for me on the other side. I begged him not to go, but he just lightly shook his head and rubbed soft circles into my back. He wasn't going to survive to see Christmas. That was 2 months ago. No longer being able to bear seeing him hooked to all sorts of machines, we decided to steal away in the night together. Oh my god, they're like eloping. Wait, this is still really cute. Like, I don't know what kind of creepy stuff they're gonna throw at us, but it's been really cute so far. Well, okay. We'll see. I know, it's sad. I know. I'm like, we're reading like The Fault in Our Stars. Okay. So I bundled him up and we drove away in my mother's car until we arrived at an old cabin my family would stay in during the holidays. Mason and I couldn't be any happier. I don't care if I'm on the news every night or if every cop in the county is looking for me. All I care about is being with Mason forever. Even if his flesh is crawling with maggots and is beginning to peel off the bone. Even if the smell from his rotting cadaver never fades from my skin. His lips are still warm at night and often whispers sweet secrets into my ear before we sleep. No one, not the police, doctor, or anyone else can ever separate us. I'm ready for them when they come. I made sure to bring the sharpest scalpel I could find before leaving the hospital. But until then, I'll lay in Mason's arms, or at least what I think were once his strong appendages, and we'll talk the night until he takes me away. We'll be together forever. Okay, it's like a he's making me go from aw, heart to aw. Oh boy, intensifies. Truly. It's just, it was a yandere plotline. Like, that's what it was, yeah. Bro, what's her face? From Mirai Nikki. Did she write this? The pink-haired one. What's her name? Blinking so hard. What in the wiki synopsis to a 2000s RPG Maker horror game? Yes, very true. This was definitely a wiki synopsis to a 2000s RPG Maker horror game. Yeah, the pivot was like, yes, Gasai Yuno. Yes, it was Yuno. Oh my god, school days! Bro, I watched the first episode. My friend was like, just try to make it to the end of the first episode. And I was like, okay. And to be honest, I like skipped through most of it because I just wanted to see what was at the end. So I was just like kind of fast forwarding through it. And then of course the end of the first episode of School Days. Man. I was like, okay, I get it. I don't think I finished it though. I don't think I ever finished the anime. There was a graph of how quickly this escalated. It is fucking exponential. I feel like it's a step function. It's not even like a curve. It was just like a straight vertical line upward. Nice boat. What boat? That show was a fucking loop and a half. I never finished it. Is it worth it? Should I go back and watch it? Is that the takeaway today? There was a lot of fuckery in the School Days anime. Oh, okay. Well, like messing with you kind of fuckery or what? Not the boat. Okay, clearly I haven't made it far enough in this anime. Is this a School Days reference? No, it's terrible. School life? No. Wait, it's entirely flat? What? It just goes up at the end? Oh, okay. No dumb fuckery? It's a mind fuck. Oh, okay. Huh. Well, I mean, the first episode was supposed to be that too. You enjoyed it. Okay. Well, it was recommended by a friend who's like anime opinions I trust, so maybe I will. Okay. Let's find another one. Obviously there's the classic Russian sleep experiment. I could, but I feel like you've all read it. Like, hold on. Actually, let's run a poll. Let's run a poll. Do you know what the Russian sleep experiment is? Yes. No. Okay. Here you go. Here is your poll. So to vote, you put a number in chat. Maybe we'll run a poll before every creepypasta, because some of these I think are pretty like high profile creepypastas, and probably a lot of people know them already. Very different opinions in chat. Yeah, for sure. Never had the creepypasta phase. Don't know which one that is. Oh, most of you have not seen... Wait, okay. Well, now it's shifting. The tides are turning. 68%? 69? Oh, nice. No? Not 69? Okay. Huh. Scales are tipping. Jeff! Happy 3 months! Oh shit! Welcome raiders. You guys ready for some creepypastas? So Jeff, it's good to have you. Hold up, let me drop you a shout out. That's probably gonna get drowned in your own raiders, but here you go. What were you up to? You were playing Genshin Impact. Welcome to Jeff Raiders. Hope you all had a good Genshin stream. We are reading creepypastas today, so if that's not your thing, do hop out. But we are fully getting in the spirit of the Halloweeniness. So yeah, the music, yes, the music. It is there. Welcome to Jeff. Hope you had a fun time. If you need to go rest, please go do that. Thank you for bringing everyone here. You just heckin' love Genshin Impact. You do. Wait, but the way you say that makes me question, did something happen? Are you rationalizing something, Jeff? Did something happen? What happened? Were you rolling? Oh yeah, we do have this poll up. If raiders want to participate, you're very welcome to. I was just asking if people here knew what the Russian sleep experiment was. The infamous, I feel like almost OG at this point, creepypasta. Getting in the spirit? Yeah, we're getting, wait, I just got the joke. Okay, thank you, Renz. Cheers. Surely Spiral Abyss is fun endgame content on which I can spend 7 hours without pain. Oh, sweetie. 7 hours, you said? Bro, I'm sorry, man. I hope it was minimal suffering, but it kind of sounds like you went through it, so I'm sorry. Oh yeah, feel free to jump in on the poll. I'll close it in just a moment. But since it looks like a majority of y'all actually have not encountered it, like a pretty solid majority. Oh, 60-40. Oh, it looks like Raider Squad actually may be tipping the scales a little in the other direction. What did chat make you do, man? Well, I don't know. Did chat make him do it, or did Jeff make Jeff do it? I feel like knowing how this stuff goes. Oh my goodness. You have to follow the chat just because we had some bot issues back in ye olde Twitch days. I say ye olde as if this wasn't only a few months ago, but it's a safety thing. Gotta peepo leave. Got something to do in a few minutes. No worries at all, Jeff. Have a good one. Thank you for hanging out. Hope you had a good stream. Thanks for bringing your community here. Final warning for those of you who are not into creepy things. That is in fact what we are reading today. So yes, Jeff, thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your Saturday. All right, y'all. Ready? Because according to this poll, actually, maybe we'll revisit it. It looks like a majority of you don't know the Russian sleep experiment. Well, what do y'all think? Should we induct? Let's do it. Let's haze them. Let's haze them. Let's haze them. Let's haze the nose. I'm gonna do it. Do you think it's on this wiki? It probably is. Hold up. Russian sleep. It's gotta be on this wiki, please. Russian sleep experiment. It's gotta. Here we go. It's quite long. Actually, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I've read things much longer than this. Shall we? All right. Let's revisit the Russian sleep experiment. Here we go. Ready to be hazed? Yes. So for those of you who do not know what the Russian sleep experiment is, it is an original creepypasta from what, like the early 2010s or maybe late 2000s or something like that. This was my hazing into creepypastas. This is what started my creepypasta phase. So, and if anyone wants to suggest a creepypasta, please drop like links or titles in our Twitter thread over here. So perfect. You guys ready? How's the music doing? I think it's going. I think the music's going. All right, here we go. The Russian sleep experiment. I want to hit record over here. 1 second. 1 second. We are not starting. Give me just a moment. Here we are. Okay, I'm recording. The Russian sleep experiment. Russian researchers in the late 1940s kept 5 people awake for 15 days using an experimental gas-based stimulant. They were kept in a sealed environment to carefully monitor their oxygen intake so that the gas didn't kill them, since it was toxic in high concentrations. This was before closed-circuit cameras, so they only had microphones and 5-inch thick glass porthole-sized windows into the chamber to monitor them. The chamber was... What am I saying? The chamber was stocked with books, cots to sleep on, but no bedding, running water, and toilet, and enough dried food to last all 5 for over a month. The test subjects were political prisoners deemed enemies of the state during World War II. Everything was fine for the first 5 days. The subjects hardly complained, having been promised falsely that they would be freed if they submitted to the test and did not sleep for 30 days. Their conversations and activities were monitored, and it was noted that they continued to talk about increasingly traumatic incidents in their past. And the general tone of their conversations took on a darker aspect after the 4-day mark. Oh no, ad jump scare! Not the ad jump scare! No! No! This is what I get for not keeping an eye on the damn ad manager. I should have postponed it. I'm sorry. That's on me. It's okay. Give me a minute. 52 seconds. 52 seconds. Getting cockblocked by Twitch ads is like the worst feeling. Oh no, ads, the real scare. Rip. Fag. Boo. 35 seconds. 35 seconds. It's there for me to add the ad manager. What do you mean add the ad manager? How's it feel, my fellow subscribers? It's good. We're hanging out. We got the 20 seconds left together, y'all. Quick, say some shit about the non-subs. While they can't hear you. No, they can though. They can see you, to be honest. They can see you in chat. Imagine getting ads. Welcome back. My thing still says there's like 5 seconds. I'm gonna wait for the ticker to end. You didn't get an ad? Why are you mad about it? All right, let's go back. Man, okay, where the hell were we? Yes, here we go. After 5 days, they started to complain about the circumstances and events that led them to where they were and started to demonstrate severe paranoia. They stopped talking to each other and began alternately whispering to the microphones and one-way mirrored portholes. Oddly, they all seemed to think they could win the trust of the experimenters by turning over their comrades, the other subjects in captivity with them. At first, the researchers suspected this was an effect of the gas itself. After 9 days, the first of them started screaming. He ran the length of the chamber, repeatedly yelling at the top of his lungs for 3 hours straight. He continued attempting to scream, but was only able to produce occasional squeaks. The researchers postulated that he had physically torn his vocal cords. The most surprising thing about this behavior is how the other captives reacted to it. Or rather, didn't react to it. They continued whispering to the microphones until the second of the captives started to scream. The two non-screaming captives took the books apart, smeared page after page with their own feces, and pasted them calmly over the glass portholes. The screaming promptly stopped. Barney themed creepy music remix. So did the whispering to the microphones. After 3 more days passed, The researchers checked the microphones hourly to make sure they were working, since they thought it impossible that no sound could be coming with 5 people inside. The oxygen consumption in the chamber indicated that all 5 must still be alive. In fact, it was the amount of oxygen 5 people would consume at a very heavy level of strenuous exercise. On the morning of the 14th day, the researchers did something they said they would not do to get a reaction from the captives. They used the intercom inside the chamber, hoping to provoke any response from the captives they were afraid were either dead or vegetables. They announced, "We are opening the chamber to test the microphones. Step away from the door and lie flat on the floor or you will be shot. Compliance will earn one of you your immediate freedom." To their surprise, they heard a single phrase in a calm voice respond, "We no longer want to be freed." Debate broke out among the researchers and the military forces funding the research. Unable to provoke any more I feel like there's some typos in here. Unable to provoke any more responses using the intercom, it was finally decided to open the chamber at midnight on the 15th day. The chamber was flushed of the stimulant gas and filled with fresh air, and immediately voices from the microphones began to object. 3 different voices began begging, as if pleading for the life of loved ones, to turn the gas back on. The chamber was opened, and soldiers sent in to retrieve the test subjects. They began to scream louder than ever, and so did the soldiers when they saw what was inside. 4 of the 5 subjects were still alive, although no one could rightly call the state that any of them were in. Wait, how would you even? That's a weird sentence. No one could rightly call the state that any of them in life. I'm just going to read that. That is, we are just giving up on that one. Oh, but the music scaring you? Okay, it's okay. Another test subject. The food rations past day 5 had not been so much as touched. There were chunks of meat from the dead test subject's thighs and chest stuffed into the drain in the center of the chamber, blocking the drain and allowing 4 inches of water to accumulate on the floor. Precisely how much of the water on the floor was actually blood was never determined. All 4 surviving test subjects also had large portions of their muscle and skin torn away from their bodies. The destruction of flesh and exposed bone on their fingertips indicated that the wounds were inflicted by hand, not with teeth, as the researchers initially thought. Closer examination of the position and angles of the wounds indicated that most, if not all of them, were self-inflicted. The abdominal organs below the rib cage of all 4 test subjects had been removed. While the heart, lungs, and diaphragm remained in place, the skin and most of the muscles attached to the ribs had been ripped off, exposing the lungs through the rib cage. All the blood vessels and organs remained intact. They had just been taken out and laid on the floor, fanning out around the eviscerated but still living bodies of the subjects. The digestive tract of all 4 could be seen to be working, digesting food. It quickly became apparent that what they were digesting was their own flesh that they had ripped off and eaten over the course of days. Most of the soldiers were Russian special operatives at the facility, but still many refused to return to the chamber to remove the test subjects. They continued to scream to be left in the chamber and alternately begged and demanded that the gas be turned back on, lest they fall asleep. To everyone's surprise, the test subjects put up a fierce fight in the process of being removed from the chamber. One of the Russian soldiers died from having his throat ripped out, another was gravely injured by having his testicles ripped off and an artery in his leg severed by one of the subject's teeth. Another 5 of the soldiers lost their lives if you count ones that committed suicide in the weeks following the incident. In the struggle, one of the 4 living subjects had his spleen ruptured and he bled out almost immediately. The medical researchers attempted to sedate him, but this proved impossible. He was injected with more than 10 times the human dose of a morphine derivative and still fought like a cornered animal, breaking the ribs and arms of one doctor. When his heart was seen to be beating for a full 2 minutes after he had bled out to the point that there was more air in his vascular system than blood. Even after it stopped, he continued to scream and flail for another 3 minutes, struggling to attack anyone in reach and just repeating the word "more" over and over, weaker and weaker, until he finally fell silent. How are y'all liking your hazing so far? Oh my god! The surviving The surviving 3 test subjects were heavily restrained and moved to a medical facility, the 2 with intact vocal cords continuously begging for the gas, demanding to be kept awake. The most injured of the three was taken to the only surgical operating room that the facility had. In the process of preparing the subject to have his organs placed back within his body, it was found that he was effectively immune to the sedative they had given him to prepare him for the surgery. He fought furiously against his restraints when the anesthetic gas was brought out to put him under. He managed to tear most of the way through a 4-inch wide leather strap on one wrist, even through the weight of a 200-pound soldier holding that wrist as well. It took only a little more anesthetic than normal to put him under, and the instant his eyelids fluttered and closed, his heart stopped. In the autopsy of the test subject that died on the operating table, it was found that his blood had triple the normal level of oxygen. His muscles that were still attached to his skeleton were badly torn, and he had broken 9 bones in his struggle to not be subdued. Most of them were from the force his own muscles had exerted on them. The second survivor had been the first of the group of 5 to start screaming. His vocal cords destroyed, he was unable to beg or object to surgery, and he only reacted by shaking his head violently in disapproval when the anesthetic gas was brought near him. He shook his head yes when someone suggested, reluctantly, that they try the surgery without anesthetic, and did not react for the entire 6-hour procedure of replacing his abdominal organs and attempting to cover them with what remained of his skin. The surgeon presiding stated repeatedly that it should be medically possible for the patient to still be alive. One terrified nurse assisting the surgery stated that she had seen the patient's mouth curl into a smile several times whenever his eyes met hers. Oh, he's just trying to be polite, man. Just trying to be polite. When the surgery ended, the subject looked at the surgeon and began to wheeze loudly, attempting to talk while struggling. Assuming this must be something of drastic importance to the surgeon, the surgeon had a pen and pad fetched so the patient could write his message. It was simple. Keep cutting. Froppy, I'm glad you liked my new video. It was a fun one. Very different vibe in stream today from that video, though. The other 2 test subjects were given the same surgery, both without anesthetic as well, although they had to be injected with a paralytic for the duration of their operation. The surgeon found it impossible to perform the operation while the patients laughed continuously. Once paralyzed, the subjects could only follow the attending researchers with their eyes. The paralytic cleared their system in an abnormally short period of time, and they were soon trying to escape their bonds. The moment they could speak, they were asking again for the stimulant gas. The researchers tried asking why they had injured themselves, why they had ripped out their own guts, and why they wanted to be given the gas again. Only one response was given: I must remain awake. All 3 subjects' restraints were reinforced, and they were placed back into the chamber awaiting determination as to what should be done with them. The researchers, facing the wrath of their military benefactors for having failed the stated goals of their project, considered euthanizing the surviving subjects. The commanding officer, an ex-KGB, instead saw potential and wanted to see what would happen if they were put back on the gas. The researchers strongly objected, but were overruled. In preparation for being sealed in the chamber again, the subjects were connected to an EEG monitor and had their restraints padded for long-term confinement. To everyone's surprise, all 3 stopped struggling the moment it was let slip that they were going back on the gas. It was obvious that at this point all 3 were putting up a great struggle to stay awake. One of the subjects that could speak was humming loudly and continuously. The mute subject was straining his legs against the leather bonds with all his might. First left, then right, then left again, for something to focus on. The remaining subject was holding his head off his pillow and blinking rapidly. Having been the first to be wired for EEG, most of the researchers were monitoring his brainwaves in surprise. They were normal most of the time, but sometimes flatlined inexplicably. It looked as if he were repeatedly suffering brain death before returning to normal. As they focused on paper scrolling out of the microwave. As they focused on the paper scrolling out of the brainwave monitor, only one nurse saw his eyes slip shut at the same moment his head hit the pillow. His brainwaves immediately changed to that of deep sleep, then flatlined for the last time as his heart simultaneously stopped. The only remaining subject that could speak started screaming to be sealed in now. His brainwaves showed the same flatlines as one who had just died from falling asleep. The commander gave the order to seal the chamber with both subjects inside. As well as 3 researchers. Oh, I forgot about this part. One of the named 3 immediately drew his gun and shot the commander point blank between the eyes, then turned the gun on the mute subject and blew his brains out as well. He pointed his gun at the remaining subject, still restrained to a bed as the remaining members of the medical and research team fled the room. I won't be locked in here with these things. Not with you, he screamed at the man strapped to the table. What are you? He demanded. I must know. The subject smiled. Have you forgotten so easily? The subject asked. We are you. We are the madness that lurks within you all, begging to be free at every moment in your deepest animal mind. We are what you hide from in your beds every night. We are what you sedate into silence and paralysis when you go to the nocturnal haven where we cannot tread. The researcher paused, then aimed at the subject's heart and fired. The EEG flatlined as the subject weakly choked out. So nearly free. I always genuinely thought that this this creepypasta would have been 50 times better if they didn't have this monologue at the end. Like, I just think it would have been creepier, like more believable, you know? That's my personal opinion though. Anyways, that's a fun one. Fun story, right? Yeah. Super fun. Definitely one of those stories that will make you popular at parties. Yeah. How was your hazing? So for those of you who did not know what the Russian sleep experiment was before now, what did y'all think? Dips? Ha ha ha, fun. Very fun, absolutely. I feel like the problem with many or most creepypastas is they overplay their hands. Exactly. The power of a good creepypasta is that it stays subtle and almost believable, right? But I feel like some of the creepypastas like get a little ham-fisted and then it, overdo it a little bit. It sounded yummy. Oh, what, the cannibalism spoke to you? Is that what it was? It's creepier when it was written like a matter-of-fact report of results in the first half. Exactly, Serene. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because at the end, now it feels like fiction, And like, we know it's fiction, but the willing suspense of disbelief is only possible if they're going to play along with us. It was a very educational moment. Was it? What did you learn? What did y'all learn? Where's the illustration? Please, no. I don't need the illustration. I'm sure someone out there has illustrated this. Let's be real. I agree with removing the end for a believable one. I almost thought it was real given how inhumane experiments were in the early days of research. Yeah, especially during the World War II era, right? Like, I think the first time I read this, I mean, to be fair, I was a much more gullible human being, but I super believed it. I was willing to be like, oh, yeah, like maybe, until I read the last paragraph. I think I was in high school at the time and I was like, no, no. Have you heard of the mystery flesh pit? No, wait, David, is that one of the ones you linked? I know you linked a few. Well, have y'all vote on the next one, okay? Because, let's see. We've read, so the first one we read was Corin's suggestion called Mason. That was the one that did a very quick 180 at the end. Gas drugs make you go ree. That's the learning. We learned that drugs are not good. Yeah. That creepypasta is essential reading. Wait, which creepypasta, Ayrton? Less is more, just like Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I like Telltale Heart the best of his like creepier works. Actually, I guess the Cask of Amontillado was really good. I think that was 3's suggestion back in the day. Don't do drugs, kids. Yes, the moral of this story is don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs, kids. Repeat after me. Don't do drugs, kids. Drugs are bad. Okay, wait, what was like the DARE? Any Americans in chat? Did y'all have the DARE program? Was that like an America-wide one? Bro, I like learned during the I guess just during recent years, I've learned a lot more about like how like our war on drugs played into our, current situation of police brutality. And it's just like the DARE program was part of that. Their whole like just say no thing also didn't even work, scientifically speaking. But anyway, you had DARE in small town Alaska. All right, so I guess it really was this like universal American experience, wasn't it? Raven gets even better after you learn ravens can actually talk even better than parrots. Wait, I didn't know that. Ravens can talk. Soren, happy 9 months. Thank you very much. You are not late. Happy 9 months. We have a Twitch baby now. What are we naming it? Hope you're enjoying yourself. Sorry, good to see you. Thank you for the resub. Y'all had DARE. Okay, there's a lot of DARE. The music is probably the thing that's gonna give me bad nightmares. Yeah, we gotta thank Kevin MacLeod for that. I never figured out how to pronounce this guy's last name. Currently working my way through What Moves the Dead, which is a retelling of the fall of the House of Usher, a non-binary protag, and it's really good so far. Interesting. Okay, I'm looking that up. What Moves the Dead? Name it, Daryl. Wait, what? Crows are cooler than parrots anyway. I mean, I agree, but that's personal opinion. Parrot's pretty cool too. Grass is a good one. Oh, do use the thread. Do use the Twitter thread. Ooh, we have an SCP wiki suggestion from 3 here. SCP-3008. It's pretty short. It's pretty short. Okay, I'll set up a poll, and then while we wait for the poll to pan out, we can read that one. All right, so crows and parrots are gay allies. I like it. I like it. I like that a lot. I don't know what it means, but I agree. All right, we got some horror web comics, MLP cupcakes. Oh yeah, y'all love the SCP. Yeah, feel free to suggest SCP articles in the replies here. All right, so I'm gonna put a few into a poll. Feel free to vote even if you don't know what the hell any of it is. What next? All right, so we got MLP cupcakes. We got a shattered life. We got hold on. Frixie suggested. Oh, this is from our No Sleep. I do like No Sleep. No Sleep is fun. My wife has been peeking at me from around corners. We're just gonna go from my wife has been peeking. Oops. That's not what I meant to do. Sorry. Hold on. I started it too soon. My wife has been peeking at me around corners. SCP-999. I'll add that to the poll. Thank you all for your suggestions. Cupcakes, oh no. I've never read that one. Ted the Caver? Is this one? It's on Angel Fire. Ooh, this one has like images. Let's do it. That one looks creepy. Ted the Caver. Okay, Ted the Caver. We got Ted the Caver. Hey, look, you're still a dead feather, Krenikita. Hello, happy 13 months. Happy 13 months. I think we had multiple people suggest licking. Oh, and thank you for the resub. Sorry, I'm like multitasking. Okay, I don't know what licking is. That sounds ominous. Here you go. Here's your poll. So, as always, go ahead. Feel free to use the chat box to vote on whatever's next. In the meantime, let's read the SCP one. Yeah? All right, here we go. This is SCP-3008. Let me just pull it over. Just a moment. Here we go. All right, that's a little small. A little small. I do apologize. Thank you, responsive web design. Oh no, now that's too cropped. All right, we'll just do that. It's kind of weirdly cropped. Do bear with me. I apologize. We'll move the poll over a bit. We can tuck it. Oh god, this is a mess. This is a mess. Okay, keep the votes coming, y'all. In the meantime, we're gonna read. Okay. Here we go. I gotta set this up just a little bit. And let's start. SCP-3008. Oh, the music's getting super loud. Sorry about that. I think there is quite a bit of fluctuation. Item number, SCP-3008. Object class, Euclid. Special containment procedures. The retail park containing SCP-3008 has been purchased by the Foundation and converted to site. Redacted. All public roads leading to or passing by site, redacted, have been redirected. The entrance to SCP-3008 is to be monitored at all times, and no one is to enter SCP-3008 outside of testing as permitted by the senior researcher. Humans exiting SCP-3008 are to be detained and then debriefed prior to the administration of amnestics. Is that how you pronounce it? Amnestics. Dependent upon the duration of their stay in SCP-3008, a cover story may need to be generated prior to their release. Any other entities exiting SCP-3008 are to be terminated. Description. SCP-3008 is a large retail unit previously owned by and branded as IKEA, a popular furniture retail chain. A person entering SCP-3008 through the main entrance and then passing out of sight of the doors will find themselves translocated to SCP-3008-1. This displacement will typically go unnoticed as no change will occur from the perspective of the victim. They will generally not become aware until they try to return to the entrance. SCP-3008 is a space resembling the inside of an IKEA furniture store, extending far beyond the limits of what could physically be contained within the dimensions of the retail unit. Current measurements indicate an area of at least 10 kilometers squared, with no visible external terminators detected in any direction. Inconclusive results from the use of laser rangefinders has led to the speculation that the space may be infinite. I'm like trying to read fast. I keep just tripping over myself. It's that visual novel horror music thing. What is? Yeah, 10 kilometers squared. I mean, IKEA is already terrifyingly large. You're not wrong. All right. SCP-3008-1 is inhabited by an unknown number of civilians trapped within prior to containment. Gathered data suggests they have formed a rudimentary civilization within SCP-3008-1, including the construction of settlements and fortifications for the purpose of defending against SCP-3008-2. SCP-3008-2 are humanoid entities that exist within SCP-3008-1. While superficially resembling humans, they possess exaggerated and inconsistent bodily proportions, often described as being too short or too tall. They possess no facial features and in all observed cases wear a yellow shirt and blue trousers consistent with the IKEA employee uniform. What? SCP-3008-1 has a rudimentary day-night cycle determined by the overhead lighting within the space activating and deactivating at times consistent with the opening and closing times of the original retail store. During the night, instances of SCP-3008-2 will become violent towards all other lifeforms within SCP-3008-1. During these bouts of violence, they have been heard to vocalize phrases in English that are typically variations of, "The store is now closed. Please exit the building." Once day begins, SCP-3008-2 instances immediately become passive and begin moving throughout SCP-3008-1 seemingly at random. They are unresponsive to questioning or other verbal cues in this state, though will react violently if attacked. SCP-3008-1 is known to have one or more exits located within, though these exits do not appear to have a fixed position, making it difficult to leave SCP-3008-1 once inside. Using any other door besides the main entrance to enter the structure or breaking through the walls of the retail unit leads into non-anomalous interior of the original store. Oh, oops, I missed a word. Leads into the non-anomalous interior of the original store. Since containment began, 14 individuals have managed to exit SCP-3008. Following extensive debriefing, all individuals have been administered amnestics and released. Incident 3008-1. At... How do you even read this number? Like, you have to do it, like, militaristically? Like, what is that? At 0 hours, 37 minutes? How do you read it? Sure, at 0 hours 37 minutes on redacted/2000 redacted, a human male exited 37 minutes past midnight. We can do that. On 037, at 037 on redacted/redacted/ dark 37. Wait, what? Dark? Sorry, I keep getting distracted. At 037 on redacted/redacted/200 redacted, a human male exited SCP-3008, followed 10 seconds later by an instance of SCP-3008-2. SCP-3008-2 caught and killed the man before itself being terminated by armed response personnel. This incident represents the only time an instance of SCP-3008-2 has been seen exiting SCP-3008. A full autopsy on the corpse was performed. See 3008-2 autopsy log for more details. The man was carrying an IKEA-branded journal, seeming to document his time in SCP-3008-1, transcribed below verbatim. It's long! Interesting, very interesting, very interesting. What if we kissed over a plate of meatballs at SCP-3008-1? Yikes. It's so good though. Yeah, we were lied to. I thought it was short. It's all good. We can keep going. But what is the... Oh, y'all voted for MLP cupcakes? Okay, I'm so curious. I'm so down. I'm so down. I lost the poll though. Where's my poll? Hold on. I have to terminate it. Twitch poll. Where did I put it? Oh, it's here. It's here. I got it. I got my poll. All right, we can finish it. The winner is MLP cupcakes. That is our next thing. In the meantime, let's read through at least a few of these journal articles, yeah? This is the scary part. You have to read everything. All right, here we go. I'm excited. This is the fun part. Huh? All right, how's the music volume? Not too bad. All right. Poll is confirmed. SCP-3008-2 instance termination initiative. Not like this. Okay. So I'm writing this to document what I can only assume is my sudden descent into insanity. I can't possibly be that bad a navigator, and yet as I write this, I've been trapped in IKEA for 2 days. I haven't seen another person in the entire time I've been here. I thought it was a prank at first. Turn the place into a maze, get all the people out, see how long it takes me to get lost, and everyone has a good old laugh. Realized that wasn't the case when I tried to backtrack. Everything had changed, so I ended up lost. Instead of the exit, it was just row after row of bookcases. So, I'm trapped in IKEA. Sounds like a setup for a bad joke. The lights went out at 10 p.m. Nearly gave me a fucking heart attack, that loud electrical thunk sound and then pitch blackness. Place is full of beds though, and my phone has a torch on it, but no damn signal, so I found a bed and went to sleep. Spent most of the next day trying to find my way out with no luck. Did find a restaurant serving those meatballs though, so at least I won't starve. That's probably the punchline to that joke. Anyway, they were still warm and fresh, but I haven't seen anyone around who could have cooked them. Made my way back to the beds before the lights cut out again, since it's too dark to search with them off. It's 9:10 a.m. now. The lights came back on a little while ago. I'm sure I've searched the entire area around where I came in now, and the exit obviously isn't here, so I'm gonna pick a direction and hope for the best. So optimistic so far. Day 3 of my magical IKEA mystery adventure. If I wasn't sure that there was something seriously weird about this place before, I am now. Walked for 3 hours in a more or less straight line, insert IKEA joke here, before I came across a ladder next to one of those huge stock shelves they have here. Climbed up to get my bearings, and it looks like this place just stretches on forever. Like that scene from The Lion King, except instead of trees and grass, it was all shelves and tables and crap. I did see a person moving not too far away though, so I headed over. Thought it was a staff member at first. It was wearing the uniform. And hell, maybe it was. Maybe freakish 7-foot-tall monsters with long arms, short legs, and no faces are just the kinds of thing they want working at Super IKEA. Damn thing completely ignored me though. And with no eyes or ears, I can't even be sure it knew I was there. Thought about shoving it or something to get its attention, but its hands were big enough to crush a watermelon, so I decided against it. It just kept moving along, and eventually I lost sight of it, so I decided to carry on the way I was going. But where are the blowhead sharks? True. Asking the real questions. Anyway, no comfy bed for me tonight. Looks like I've entered the improbably hard and pointy table section of the store. Guess I'll have to make do with some bunched up tablecloths. Phone battery died during the day too. Didn't work anyway, but I feel like I've just lost some vital lifeline. You ever see one of those cartoons where they're going through doors in a hallway and they just pop out of another door in the same hallway? That's how I feel right now. I've seen nothing but the same identical bookshelf for 2 days now, just row after row of them. I mean, come on! I love books as much as the next guy, but this is excessive. I'm obviously still moving forwards though. I can see the signs hanging overhead passing by. Too bad none of them say exit. Not sure who I was addressing that question to. Let's just say it was practice for the autobiography I'm going to write when I get out of here. I'll call it my perfectly normal trip to a regular old IKEA if I ever get out. What happened? What happened? Okay. Finally found some other people. Yeah, turns out I'm not the only poor bastard trapped in here. Lucky for me, I guess. Oh. Okay, I just remembered I haven't looked at the ad thing for a while. Lucky for me, I guess. My 6th night here, 2 of those staff things came at me in the dark. Different from the first one I saw, but still messed up. Heard them coming. They were saying that the store was closed and I had to leave the building all nice and polite like. I'm not sure which part of that was weirder, that they don't have mouths or that they were apparently trying to kill me while they were saying it. Came at me like rabid dogs. So I legged it, sprinting through IKEA in the dark like a fucking madman. I saw it when I cleared another stand of those giant stock shelves all lit up with torches and floodlights. They built a whole town in here. Got a massive wall built out of shelves and beds and tables and whatever else. I swear to God, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Anyway, I guess they saw me coming, or maybe they heard my manly bellows of fear, because they had a gate open and 2 people were there waving me in. Heard the staff things slam into the gate behind me after it closed, still politely informing us all that the store was now closed. They wandered off eventually, though. This is SCP-3008. They call the town Exchange, because that's what's on the sign hanging from the ceiling directly above it. Exchange and returns. All lit up against the night using lights they found and plugged into the power lines. And there are beds and food and people. Over 50 wonderful people with regular-sized limbs and a full set of facial features. It's now my 7th night here, and the first one not spent in darkness. A full week living in IKEA. There's probably a TV show in that somewhere. This person has maintained their sense of humor through this somehow, and I'm honestly impressed. All right. SCP-3009, the Infinite Walmart. Wait, is that it? Now that I'm around other people, I'm starting to feel more normal. Maybe normal isn't the word, but after a week with only the sound of my footsteps for company, I was becoming increasingly sure that I'd just gone nuts, that I was tied up in some padded room somewhere banging my head against the wall. But no, I feel quite the same now. Thank you very much. Apparently there are other towns out there, some with more people, some with less. I found that fairly mind-boggling. How can it be that so many people go missing with no one noticing? Surely someone would have noticed that everyone who goes to IKEA seems to fucking vanish. Or maybe it's not everyone. Maybe we're just the lucky ones. The people here just call those staff monster things the staff. It's laugh or cry. So true. So true. Yeah. Instead of cry, maybe we should just laugh about it instead. Apparently they're fine during the day, minding their own business, walking the aisles. As soon as the lights go out, though, they go fucking bonkers. So during the day, people go out, find food, water, whatever else they need. Apparently there are restaurants and shops around that randomly get restocked. No one knows how. Maybe the staff do it. Apparently they aren't very good at their jobs, though, because the restocking sometimes takes a while, which means the food needs to be rationed. Maybe if they weren't so busy chasing people around in the dark, they'd get more done. Okay, bro, don't bring your capitalist bullshit in here, okay? Not into infinite IKEA. Anyway, when night comes, the staff go nuts, and everyone holds up inside the walls, or holes up inside the walls. Apparently, it's the same everywhere in this place, whatever this place is. The IKEA, from whence all IKEAs sprang. Or maybe we're all still just in the regular IKEA, and this is all some fever dream brought on by mind-numbing boredom. Who knows? Oh, yes, thank you for the water. Hydrate. We keep going. Been here for 10 days now. Most of the people I asked said they stopped keeping track a long time ago, and one guy, Chris, said he'd been here for years. Years. Illegible scribbles. Apparently there are rumors of people who do manage to get out, and of people who see the exit only to have it vanish before their very eyes. I get the feeling not everyone believes that, but I do. Explains how I got stuck in here in the first place, sort of. And I mean, come on, staff monsters, row after endless row of high-quality Swedish furniture. I don't know why they would find a disappearing door so hard to believe in. I wouldn't go so far as to call IKEA high-quality Swedish furniture, though. Come on, what? High-quality? No, Swedish furniture, surely. High-quality? I question. Okay. Anyway, I went out scavenging for food at a nearby shop with Sandra and Jerry today. Once you learn the landmarks of this place, it's not so hard to navigate. This just sounds like an average IKEA. I mean, I go nuts too when people don't leave at closing time. Oh, like as a staff member? This is low-key a sponsored SCP by IKEA. It could be. The overhead signs help a lot, but there are others. Not too far in the distance, a huge section of those giant stock shelves had collapsed against each other, and way off in the east, we all assume it's east anyway, apparently IKEA doesn't sell compasses, is some kind of tower that looks like it's made of wood, reaches all the way to the ceiling. Maybe they were trying to break out through the roof. Lights up at night, so there must be people there, but it's apparently a few days' walk, which means it must be miles away, so no one here really knows for sure. Apparently, I got incredibly lucky sleeping out in the open for a week without getting ripped to bits by the staff. That's me. Lucky, lucky, lucky. We found some food in the shop. Guess the staff restocked it during the night, which was nice of them. There was a telephone on the wall, so I figured I'd try it out. There was a voice on the other end, but they were just talking nonsense. Random words strung together with no real meaning. You ever see a video of someone with aphasia? Kinda sounded like that. Didn't answer me when I spoke to them anyway. Sandra says all the phones in here are the same. Oops, asking the journal questions again. IKEA going after that unknowable terror beyond human comprehension branding strategy. Oh yeah, if it works, it works. I was thinking last night, the ceiling on this place is pretty high, and as far as anyone can tell, it goes on forever. Shouldn't there be some kind of weather in here? I'm sure I read about some NASA building that was so big it had its own weather patterns with clouds and stuff. This place was definitely bigger than that, but now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure I've never felt so much as a temperature change in here. I'll add it to the grand list of weird bullshit. The staff attacked the exchange last night. Must have been 20 or 30 of them just asking us to leave the store calm as you like, while trying to smash the walls down with their bare hands. Apparently this happens pretty regularly, so everyone is prepared for it. Knives from the restaurants, lawnmower blades made into hatchets, a fire axe. One guy, Wasim, even made a fictional crossbow. Fictional, what am I saying? One guy, Wasim, even made a functional crossbow. Anyway, the walls have holes in them, which I hadn't noticed before, specifically so we can stab out the staff when they attack. Took a couple of them down myself. They don't seem to bleed, which is weird, but they go down as easy as regular person once you start sticking holes in them. You want to go to IKEA just to see? Yeah, we got maybe IRL stream from the closest IKEA. SCP-3008 investigation. We had to haul the bodies away in the morning. Apparently the dead ones will attract more during the night, so we had to get them away from the exchange. We have a couple of those trolley things they used to move big boxes around, so we loaded them up and took them over to pickup. Apparently people just name everything in here after whatever sign is hanging overhead. What, you wouldn't? I would. Pickup was grisly. There were hundreds, maybe thousands of dead staff all piled up. There was no smell, which was a blessing. Apparently, in addition to not bleeding, these things don't rot either, so my curiosity got the better of me while we were unloading them. So I took a look at one of the more cut up ones. They're just skin, or something that looks like skin, all the way through. No muscle, no bone, no organs. Are they even really alive in the first place? They certainly seem like they have bones when they were moving around, pounding on the walls. And I'm sure I felt more resistance than just skin when the knife went in during the night. Maybe something happens to them when they die. Just one more thing on the ever-increasing list of weird shit that goes on in here, I guess. Something occurred to me after the staff attack the other night. Every time you see a situation like this on TV or in film, like it's the end of the world or everyone is trapped on an island or whatever, once groups like ours start to form, people always seem to turn on each other, fighting for food or dominance or whatever else. That hasn't happened here. Apparently people from other towns come by from time to time just to check in or occasionally to trade if they're short on something. But everything is always cordial, friendly even. Maybe it's the threat of the staff or perhaps constant restocking of supplies in the shops means there's nothing much to fight over. Maybe people are just better than they're generally given credit for. That's a nice thought. I think I'll go with that one. This guy's so casual about murder, I know, right? I mean, to be fair, he was like being hunted by these things. I also would be pretty casual about killing these things. A dozen people showed up at the gates this afternoon from a town called Trolleys. Apparently the staff broke through the walls and tore the town apart during the night. These 12 are the only survivors out of over 100. We let them in, obviously. One more point in the human decency column. Later, I asked if anyone knew how many of these towns were out there. How many of these towns there were out there. Between us and the new folks, we managed to come up with over 20 names. 20 towns filled with people, and who knows how many beyond that. The motto for this place should be, how is that even possible? Surely someone, somewhere, must be looking for the thousands of people that must be in here. Salma the Salma, does it sound fun? Are you ready for a good creepypasta? Welcome to chat. This one is an SCP-3008, suggested by our very own Mod 3. I've been here for a little over 2 months now. Not that much changes, as it turns out. A couple of new people show up, same story as the rest of us. Nice little trip to IKEA, and suddenly they're trapped in Billy Bookcase's house of faceless weirdos. The staff attack the exchange once or twice a week. We kill them and haul their bodies off. Sometimes they hurt some of us first. They killed a guy called Jared a couple of weeks back. It was awful, frankly. Turns out regular humans still bleed in here, even if the staff don't. We tried our best, but none of us are doctors. Jared was a good guy. He deserved better. We all do. It occurred to me a couple of days after that, none of us were really looking for a way out of here. I don't even know where we'd start. Yo, that music cut out perfectly. Oh my goodness, what? One of those quadcopter things with a camera attached buzzed past exchange today. I thought it meant that someone was finally looking for us and that help was on the way. Apparently it's not the first time this has happened though. Same thing happened a few months ago and everyone is still here. No idea if it saw us. It didn't stop if it did. Just kept flying until we could no longer see it. Ooh, we have a note. All right, here we go. Based on recovery time of the journal. Oops, I should say. BRB messaging IKEA about a mutually beneficial Ying sponsorship. I don't know about that. I don't think they would want to sponsor. I don't know if they want to sponsor this. I think this might be questionable for their marketing team. All right, note. Based on recovery time of the journal, this entry appears to line up approximately with our first successful test piloting a drone inside SCP-3008-1. Oh, so wait, what? Oh, that's fun. Hold on, I just realized I should put, for anyone who's like just joining us, SCP-3008. I'll put it in the title. hold on. Now reading. Now reading. There we go. Now no one has to be lost. Unless you come in for mobile, in which case you can't read anything because title is hard to see. Okay, note. Based on recovery time of the journal, this entry appears to line up approximately with our first successful test piloting a drone inside SCP-3001, SCP-3008-1. Analysis of footage shows a walled settlement under a sign labeled Exchange and Returns. Attempts to relocate the settlement failed. Origin of previously sighted drones is unknown. You will never go in the IKEA alone. Yeah, always bring a friend. The last story's moral of the story was don't do drugs. The moral of this story is never go to IKEA alone. I started talking to people about the stuff they miss from home during dinner today. Probably not the best idea I've ever had. Everyone seemed pretty down after. Wait, British creepypasta? Where are we gonna find it? Santi, do you have recommendations? Probably not the best idea I've ever had. Everyone seemed pretty down after. A bunch of people here have families. Husbands and wives, kids, dogs. Franklin apparently has a pet llama, though I'm not sure I buy that. But apparently some of the people here have some seriously odd gaps in their knowledge. 3 of them had never heard of the International Space Station. 2 of them seemed to think Redacted was the Prime Minister, and 1 of them had apparently never heard of the Statue of Liberty. I believe them, too. They seem just as confused as the rest of us. The more I thought about it, though, the more it started to explain a few things. What if the reason no one is looking for all us missing people is because we haven't all come from the same place? This is gonna sound weird. Maybe that should be the motto for this place. But what if all the people here have come from different dimensions? Realities? Whatever you want to call it. I've seen enough TV shows to know the drill. Sarah comes from a place where there is no Statue of Liberty. They didn't launch a space station where Wasim is from. If anyone here came from different places, even from ones that seem identical, there'd be no huge missing persons panic. No mass search. We'd just be a blip, a single missing person in a world of non-stop news. Well, that was a fun train of thought. Just realized that yesterday was the 6-month anniversary of my arrival here. I wonder if IKEA sells party hats. I like this person. The routine around here has remained more or less the same. More new folk show up, 1 every couple of weeks or so. Food supplies go up and down, but we've never actually had a major shortage. Occasionally, we get a visitor from one of the nearby towns, usually checkouts or aisle 630. We check in with each other from time to time, occasionally trade supplies if someone gets particularly low on something. It's comforting, in a way. Party hat? Oh, I didn't realize that we would get the Nightbot gift. Those Swedish meatballs are not worth it. They are not. Let me get a sip. My throat's getting a little scratchy. It's comforting, in a way. A reminder that we aren't alone in here, some small glimmer of civilization. Sometimes they bring medical supplies. Apparently there's a pharmacy a few towns down from checkouts that gets restocked every now and then, so they share out what they can. I've never heard of an IKEA with a pharmacy before, but at this point I wouldn't be surprised if someone stumbled on an IKEA organ harvesting lab. What? Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if someone stumbled on an IKEA organ harvesting lab. Would certainly explain the staff. Some creepypastas do get long. This one is an SCP though, and I know these do get long. We're snoozing the ad, y'all. We have bought ourselves 5 minutes because I want to finish this before we do any of that ad nonsense. All right. Speaking of our faceless jailers, their attacks have been getting worse lately. 3 or 4 times a week now, with twice as many staff as there used to be. No idea where they all come from or why the attacks have increased. We tried following one of them during the day a few weeks ago, me and Sarah. Wanted to see if they lead back to a staff room or something. Didn't seem to go anywhere though, just randomly walked through the aisles. We had to turn back before we found anything. We've been reinforcing the walls, trying to arm ourselves better. Certainly no lack of materials to use. Wasim has been making more crossbows, but it's pretty slow going. Too bad IKEA doesn't sell guns. You know, I wonder if the human population's peace is because they don't have guns. That's what I mean by British. Okay, note. No new personnel have entered SCP-3008 at site redacted in the time span indicated in this entry. Oh, what's about to go down? What is about to go down? The attacks are getting bad now. Almost every night, and with so many staff that the bodies almost pile high enough for others to climb the walls. I think we're in real trouble here. This is probably the opposite of the lesson, but anyone want to hit up IKEA? I could use a new shelf and a staff member fighting buddy. All right. I think exchange is done. We got hit pretty bad last night. Not many casualties, but the wall's wrecked. We finally figured out why the attacks had been escalating too. A box of supplies had a chunk of one of the staff in there. No idea how it happened, but apparently a piece of one will draw them as well as a full body. Too late now in any case. There's too many bodies for us to haul away and still have time to fix the wall before night. Candace has called a meeting. I suspect there will be talk of abandoning exchange. Maybe try and get shelter at checkouts or something. It's already getting late though. I don't think we'll have time to make it. Maybe some of us will. I was fine for that first week out in the dark after all, but then how often can I keep getting lucky? I'm only writing this for a sense of closure, I guess. For me or for anyone who finds this. If this is the final entry here, I hope whoever is reading this is doing so from outside of this place. My biggest fear? If I do die tonight, I'll just wake up here again in the morning. Note, this is the last entry. It is assumed that while attempting to reach the checkout settlement, he was separated from the rest of his group by pursuing SCP-3008-2 instance and happened upon the exit. This one's long. Licensing and citation. Cite this page as SCP-3008 by Mortos from SCP Wiki. Licensed by CC by SA. Is that a Creative Commons license? It is! Perfect. Wow, so we're like legally allowed to read SCP entries, depending on the license, on stream. That's nice. Okay, well, I am going to run this 1 minute ad while I take a bathroom break. If y'all would like to stretch your legs, think about IKEA. Don't think too hard about IKEA. I'm also I realized I forgot I have lunch, which is a problem. So I'm gonna grab a snack too. Can't believe I just forgot. I just forgot to have lunch. Okay, anyways, BRB. I'll be right back, I'm microwaving a pizza. Give me a moment. Giving your blahaj a hug. Yes, please give your blahajas a hug. There are no happy endings in the SCP universe. Is that true? Can anyone think of an SCP story that does have a happy ending? I'm gonna put lunch break in the title so people don't come in here expecting SCP-3008. I'm sorry. Bro, I'm so hungry. How did I forget? I never forget meals. Well, that's not true. Once in a while. There are some safe ones that are very happy. The way you say that though, why is safe? SCP-1138 is funny. Those are more so a meme within the community. Oh, okay. Got it. 999? No, now I'm curious. Well, let's look it up. Oh, I think I probably just changed the URL. 999. A large amorphous gelatinous mass of translucent orange slime. Well, okay. I don't know how y'all do microwavable pizza, but I have a hack, which is that, especially if it's frozen, it's coming out of frozen. I microwave it for a minute and then I pop it in the air fryer for another like few minutes and then it's delicious. So good. I'm gonna do that. BRB! We'll have other snacks in the meantime. You guys love 999? Should we take a 999 break? Is it just cute? What is this? What am I eating? Like a multi-Japanese snack. All your homies love 999. This music and pizza kitchen sounds is a great vibe. Oh, you know. Juggeroni, thanks for hanging out. Have a good one. Always good to see you. Filling up on snacks means no pizza. Listen, I like these snacks. They're crunchy. Large amorphous gelatinous mask of translucent orange slime. 120 pounds. Consistency of peanut butter. Can change shape at will. When at rest, becomes a rounded oblate dome. 2 meters wide, 1 meter high. Playful and dog-like. Wait, cute. Slithering over to the nearest person and leaping on them, hugging them with a pair of pseudopods. Nuzzling the person's face with a third pseudopod. All the while emitting high-pitched gurgling and cooing noises. This is so cute. Simply touching SCP-999 surface causes an immediate mild euphoria, which intensifies the longer one is exposed to SCP-999. Are you sure this isn't just a dog? That's just a dog. Subject's favorite activity is tickle wrestling. Oh my god. It has a special interest in people who are unhappy or hurt in any way. Is it just your cat? SCP-999. Not so creepy. Kind of cute. Alright. Yeah, it's a slime puppy. It's an entire slime puppy. Wait. This is available in Fenti Zhongwen. Or Zhongwen. Are you serious? I can read SCPs in Chinese. I can't though, because my Chinese bad. I have a helper for this. Hold on. 被允许 SCP-999 被允许在收容设施中自由行走，但为了保证他自己的安全，他在晚上8到9点必须睡觉或待在收容设施里面。目标任何时候都不得在晚上离开收容设施，或者在任何时候离开站点。I can't believe they translated this shit to fucking motherfucking Chinese. This is so hardcore. Bro, what the fuck? That's insane. I appreciate it. My pizza's done. BRB. Look at the pizza. Microwave pizza. Does Chinese formatting get weird on a computer? Some languages have issues. Oh, yeah. It's formatting doesn't get weird. The font does get kind of funky, though. The font gets really funky. Jealous of people who can eat bought pizzas. I'm gonna make mine from scratch, just to be sure there's nothing I can't eat. Oh, do you have a lot of, like, dietary restrictions? Man, fuck. My tissues are, like, all the way over here. Why did I move them? Oh, big dummy. Big dummy today. Big unprepared dummy today. Oh my goodness. I got so distracted before stream. Ow. Read SCPs in Polish? God, no. Can't. No way. Hot plate cold pizza. How'd that happen? Alright. Reheated or microwave food tastes different from when just baked. Oh, reheated absolutely tastes worse. I think that's a universal agreement. I like to eat this one like a calzone. But I think air fryers are a close second. Devouring pizza to this music is so funny to you. Yeah, this is a horror mukbang stream. Ooh, hot. Wait, the surface is hydrophobic. Who wrote this? Someone gave it a can of cola. Not only was it literally bouncing off the walls for half an hour, the carbonation made it visibly queasy after. The staff member in question has been reprimanded. If you hadn't said pizza, I would have just thought it was a taco. Yeah, no, I'm eating it like it's a calzone now. How do you know? It is SCP-999. Welcome. Good to have you. Let's go. Hola, hola, welcome. Air fryer is my religion too. I'm with you. The following is a report from an experiment. SCP-682. Oh my god, there's a photo! Recovering from acid immersion? Must be destroyed as soon as possible. It cannot be. Okay, but apparently they put them together with 999. Elated gurgles. What is that? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, they became friends. 682 and 999 are friends. Where's my fanfiction? Who's written fanfiction? I need it. It's half the calories if they're folded in half. I like that logic, Greg. I like it. Calories don't count because you are the baked goods god. Really? Is that science? Yes, the music of friendship. You do not want fanfic of 682? Is it that bad? Huh. Huh. SCP-682, however, has stated that feculent little unintelligible can data expunged and die. Never thought I'd see the day when I would regard SCP-682 as cute. Please send me a copy of the security tapes. Is 682 that bad? It's related to 079? Bro, this hole is so deep. Is an enemies to lovers story? The speed reading? Yeah, I'm literally, because I don't want to like talk too much while I'm chewing because it's kind of nasty, sorry. They're friends. This hole goes deep. Oh my god, do you see all these KIAs? Is that killed in action? That's a lot of dead people! I see dead people. The unlikable entity that basically kills everything and escapes periodically, which makes this very funny. Oh, it makes this especially funny. Got it. I see, because 682 is like notoriously like killing things. SCP hole is a pit you'll never find your way out of. Just like the IKEA! Immune to 409. Termination log. Oh my god, I feel like I'm like spelunking Wikipedia. It kills things and is angry all the time. I mean, that's relatable. Alright. I have had enough food that I will not be hungry, at least. It wasn't the most nutritious, but when you forget to have lunch, that's what happens. So. I guess I could have spontaneously made this a cooking stream. A cooking stream instead. We're not doing that. Alright. Well, y'all said, god damn it, what's it called? MLP cupcakes. That's what we're doing next. MLP. What is it? A cooking scream. Oh. Where is it? Where can I find the story? This could have been cooking yummy pasta while reading creepypasta. We can do that. We can still do that. MLP, okay, so for those who don't know, MLP is My Little Pony. All right, let me update the title. Now reading. MLP cupcakes. Where is it? Oh, it's on Wattpad. Is it on Wattpad? Cupcakes is actually kind of gross. Really? Well, y'all voted for it. The fic is so notorious that Equestria Daily deleted its post about it. There's still an archived version. You should know what you're getting yourself into first. Okay. What are we getting ourselves into? Schmuck bait. You would have to be an idiot to go near schmuck bait. Hold on, let me show you guys what I'm looking at. I'm literally like on the fucking like TV tropes page trying to explain what cupcakes is. We might need CWs, but I feel like the CW for like, I mean, this stream is titled Creepypastas. If you're still, like these get pretty bad. All right, Cupcakes is a dark and extremely gory dark fic of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And here it is, it says, you should know what you're getting yourself into first. If you click this, it goes to TV tropes schmuck bait. You would have to be an idiot to go to your schmuck bait. Making schmuck bait irresistible is a good trick. Often it takes advantage of the inherent appeal of forbidden fruit. Wait, so they're just saying that MLP Cupcakes is schmuck bait. Is it that bad? Okay, who here has read MLP Cupcakes? Live reading? Cupcakes the musical? No, it's that notorious. There are fan fictions of the fan fiction? What in the world? Okay, Stoked Meatball. Please enjoy the VOD after. You've seen the video? It's horrifying. There's a video? It's pretty bad. Okay. It's kind of fucky. Okay. Let's just check for some content warnings really quick. Supposedly just like dark and violent. Blood. I guess there's a lot of blood. Oh, Blarb, sleep well. I hope you enjoyed your scary time. There are people with way too much free time. Yes, there's fan art, though. I see fan art. Is it Monka TOS bad or just Monka S? Rated R? Okay. I mean, if it gets too bad, we'll just abort mission. But I am going to rate the stream. How do I do that? Hold on. How do I change the like stream rating? Content. Hold on. Stream settings. I can't remember how to do the like 18 plus. More disgusting than scary. Okay. Okay. So it sounds like it tends towards like gore. Okay. I don't like gory stories though. I like things like the Russian sleep experiment or SCP-3008 where it's like just kind of creepy. Might have been better off not eating before this gets that bad. I have a pretty strong stomach for gore, to be honest. But I don't like it. Like, it doesn't spark joy. It's not fun. I think some people really enjoy gory things. I don't. Well, if it stops being fun, we'll just stop. But I also just want to, I want to age restrict this stream really quick. So how do I, 18 plus Twitch, how do I do it? How do I enable mature content? It's in my creator dashboard under settings. Okay, one second. I gotta protect our underage people here. Creator dashboard. Settings. Settings, stream, and then mature content. Got it. Mature content. There it is. All right, we're turning it on. We are now in the mature content land. It's getting Sweeney Todd Pies vibe. Ah, Sweeney Todd. All right, well, if it's like Sweeney Todd, I think I'll be fine. So here we go. Zoom in a bit. Here we go. Oh, shoot. Sorry about the crop. Let me fix that. Dark as fuck. Apparently. Okay, well. I always feel like ignoring these content warnings is a bad idea. But we we played Doki Doki Literature Club on stream. Like, how bad? No, don't say that. Don't finish that thought. I'm not finishing that thought. I am not finishing that thought. How bad could it be is really not a phrase you ever want to say on stream. Like, you will always, 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 always eat your words. I have learned this the hard way. Did you come here for a cupcake, sir? Okay, here we go. This is MLP motherfucking cupcakes. Bro. Alright, I'm not recording this one. Grimdark as fuck. Even just looking at this Pinkie Pie makes me uncomfortable. Pinkie Pie's already like the one that kind of freaks me out a little. How long is this? Also, oh no, these are just comments. All right, here we go. Here's the warning, okay, y'all? Heed the warnings. Grimdark as fuck. Yes, you read the title correctly. I've been putting it off for almost a month. I think it's finally time. It's been Google Docs version. For those that don't follow the threads on 4chan, this story is pretty much legendary for being the most brutal and disturbing pony story ever written. It will give you nightmares, and it will ruin Pinkie Pie forever. Enjoy! Raise the flags! That's a good description. If it's something like if Sid from Toy Story was the protagonist in Sweeney Todd. Wait, that's not that bad. Sweeney Todd wasn't that bad. Was Sweeney Todd that bad? Am I just misremembering? Okay, Cupcakes V2, grammar and spelling fixes abound. Perfect, so let's do it. Bro, it's an entire Google Doc. This is an entire Google Doc. It's 6 pages single-spaced. All right, well, I'm just saying it now. If it gets too much, we're leaving. We are literally just going to leave. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Time for you to click off. Here we are. The world's greatest party clown, Cupcakes. This fiction is incredibly gory. It may ruin your appreciation of a certain My Little Pony character as well as the titular baked goods. Read at your own risk. Sweeney Todd themes are really bad? I mean, yeah, but the actual, I mean, it wasn't, you know, cannibalism. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, but it's like, if we've been reading creepypastas. We read the Russian sleep experiment, you know, like, all right. The air was warm, the sun was shining, and every pony in Ponyville was having a glorious day. The town square was bustling and crowded, and busy ponies filled the streets. All the pony folk seemed to have somewhere specific to be, all except Rainbow Dash. Her place was in the sky. She tore freely through the air, speeding one way and the next, buzzing the treetops and racing the wind. The blue Pegasus swooped over a schoolyard, much to the delight of the children, then climbed several hundred feet and dove, streaking downward as fast as she could. Seconds before hitting the ground, her wings flew open and she pulled up back into the clear blue. Rainbow felt alive. Suddenly, Dash remembered that she had somewhere to be. She was supposed to be with Pinkie Pie in 5 minutes. Dash had gotten so caught up in her exercises that she had forgotten that Pinkie had asked to meet her at Sugar Cube Corner at 3. You missed the Russian sleeping experiment. Unfortunately, yes, I'm sorry. That was our second story today. Pinkie hadn't said why or what they'd be doing, but Dash knew that with Pinkie, it could be anything. Dash wasn't sure if she really wanted to go, though. She was so engaged with her stunts that she thought about blowing Pinkie off to continue flying. But Dash's conscience got the better of her. She knew they would hurt Pinkie's feelings. Oh, pre-rolls are on. That's fine. After all, Pinkie had said it was going to be something special just for the two of them. Dash considered it. Wait, hold on. Does this involve violence against Rainbow Dash? Because I don't know if I'm happy with that, actually. She's my second favorite. She's my second favorite pony. Well, as long as Rarity doesn't get involved. Okay. What does she have to lose? Heck, it might be more pranking. Pinkie might have found a bunch more fun stuff to pull on folks, and they'd have so much fun last time. Dash kicked into overdrive to make up for lost time and sped to her appointment. It does involve violence against a lot of the ponies. Okay, well, I'll be okay until Rarity. When Dash walked into the store, she was immediately greeted by her host, who was bouncing in excitement. Yay, you're here! I've been waiting all day, said the jumping pony. Sorry if I'm a little late, Pinkie. I was doing my afternoon exercises and lost track of time, Dash apologized. Pinkie giggled and responded in a gleefully reassuring tone. Oh, that's okay. You're here now. What's a few more minutes? I've been so excited thinking about all the fun stuff we're gonna do. I haven't stopped bouncing since I woke up. I mean, I almost forgot to breathe. I've been so happy. Dash gave a slightly uncomfortable laugh. She had always appreciated Pinkie Pie's friendly, outgoing way of life. But Pinkie's overabundant enthusiasm almost creeped her out. Dash maintained a polite expression, however. If Pinkie was this worked up, whatever she had planned must be good. So, you ready to get started, Rainbow Dash? I've got everything all ready, the pink pony said. Dash psyched herself up. You betcha, Pinky. So what do you got planned? We're gonna prank somebody? I got a couple good ones I've been thinking about. Or maybe you've got some stunts you think I should try? Or perhaps making cupcakes, Pinky happily announced. Baking? Dash was disappointed. Pinky, you know I'm not good at baking. Remember last time? Starry Travels was not just any MLP fanfic. It is MLP cupcakes. So do heed the content warnings. There's a reason this is an 18 plus stream now. Now it is. Probably should have been from the beginning, to be honest. Yeah, do mind the horror, the gore. Mind the gore. I will hydrate. Thank you, Sorry Travels. Appreciate it. Imagine Pinky voice acting if she did some creepy things. It'd be literally insane. No, that's exactly what's going to be happening here. All right, here we go. I'm happy and I'm going to kill you vibe. Yes, exactly. Exactly. All right. Here we go.
Oh, that's not a problem at all. I only need your help making them. I'll be doing most of the work, Pinky explained.
Dash thought about it for a second. Well, all right, I guess that's okay. What exactly do you need me to do? Yeah, we're reading cupcakes. I know. I don't know what to expect, though.
That's the spirit. Here you go.
Pinky handed Dash a cupcake. Dash was puzzled. Thought I was helping you bake.
You will be. I made this one just for you before you got here.
Bro, what's gonna happen? What is that cup? Is something laced in it? Is it a cannibalism cup? Is there pony meat in the cupcake? Like, what is the... I literally, after all the warnings, I'm like so paranoid. I'm so paranoid. Why are they called cupcakes? I don't know. All right. Dash shrugged and popped the pastry in her mouth. She chewed a bit and swallowed. Not bad. Okay, now what? Ah, it was like spiked with something.
Now,
Pinky informed her,
you take a nap.
Puzzled, Dash opened her mouth but felt instantly lightheaded. A wave of dizziness washed over her, the world spun, and seconds later she collapsed on the floor. When Dash regained consciousness, she found herself in a dark room. She tried to shake her head but found that a taut leather strap held it firmly in place. She struggled to move, but braces around her chest and limbs glued her to a rack formed with a series of sturdy planks, which spread her legs wide apart. Can you do that to a pony? Dash's wings were the only part of her not tied down, and they fluttered frantically while she struggled to escape. As she writhed, Pinky jumped suddenly into her line of sight.
Goody, you're awake. Now we can get started, Pinky stated gleefully.
She bounded into the darkness and quickly reappeared, pushing a small cart covered with a cloth. Pinky, what's going on? I can't move, Dash said urgently.
Well, duh, that's because you're tied down, chided Pinky. That's why you can't move. I didn't think you need to be told that.
But why? What's happening? I thought you said I was gonna help make cupcakes.
You are helping. You see, I ran out of a special ingredient, and I need you to get more.
Special ingredient? Dash was now breathing heavily and starting to panic. What special ingredient? Pinky giggled and responded,
You silly!
Dash's eyes widened and her face contorted in fear. Then she started to laugh and said in a voice bordering on hysteria, Whew, you really got me there, Pinkie Pie. I mean, tricking me into thinking I'm gonna get made into a cupcake. I gotta tell you, this is the best prank yet. You win. You're the best. Pinky only giggled even more.
Aw, thanks, Dash. But I haven't done any pranks today, so I can't accept your praise.
Dash was struggling again. Pinky, come on, this isn't funny.
Then why are you laughing?
Before Dash could answer, Pinky grabbed the cloth and whipped it off the cart. On the cart was a tray containing various sharp medical tools and knives, carefully organized and wickedly sharp, as well as a large medical bag. Dash was now in full panic mode. She was starting to hyperventilate. Her mind raced as she tried to reason with the pink pony. You can't do this, Pinky! I'm your friend!
I know you are, and that's why I'm so happy that I've got you here. We get to share your last moments together. Just you and me.
Pinky was skipping again. But the other ponies will wonder where I am! When the clouds pile up, they'll come looking for me, and then you'll get found out! Dash cried in desperation.
Oh, Dash, said Pinky. Don't worry. There are plenty of Pegasus ponies to take care of a few clouds. And besides, no one will find out. I mean, how long do you think I've been doing this?
And with that ominous statement, the light suddenly came to life and revealed the rest of the room. Not sure if it's still up because it was quite something, but there's an animation on YouTube that pretty much summarizes the whole creepypasta. You might want to watch that before continuing so you know what's coming. I mean, I have read some pretty gory things in my life. But like, how bad are we talking? You said Sweeney Todd of MLP fanfiction, so I just assume it has to do with like cannibalism and gore. Can it get worse than cannibalism and gore? Okay, let's watch the animation. If we're getting warned by regulars and mods, we'll watch the animation. Here we go. Let me pull it up. 1 second. Fish are friends, not food. Ponies are food and friends, though. Smile HD. The video is so bad it made you cry? Huh? It absolutely can get worse than cannibalism and gore? You're not gonna see that shit. Okay. Wait, should I not watch this video on stream? Is it like anti-TOS? Do I have to mute it while I watch it in silence? Maybe that's what I'll do. I'm like, I don't want to get fucking banned off Twitch. Cupcakes HD? Is that what it is? I mean... Who was the person who wrote Gone Girl? What's her face? The novel. Hold on. It was based on Gillian Flynn. Gillian Flynn writes some pretty fucked up thriller novels, and I have read those. Maybe keep it off stream. Okay, that's fair. Okay, well, it's like a 3-minute long video, so y'all get to sit here and watch me watch it in silence. Directed by Steven Spielberg. What? I'm muting the desktop audio so you guys can't hear it. All right, 1 second. You guys can watch along with me if you want. All right, I'm just gonna talk out loud. There's like chipper music right now. It's probably gonna be too much gore and guts. Okay, so they're like doing a cute dance and in a kitchen, making cupcakes like the normal way right now. It's called Cupcakes HD. Don't show it. Okay. The song has a killer beat. Oh, it's a song? It's a song? Oh, okay. All right. So Rainbow Dash just got bonked by a massive mallet, and Pinkie Pie is like looking crazy, and she's strapped down to a table. Her wings are hooked against the wall. Everyone's eyes are bloodshot. There are pony heads on the wall, and other animal heads on the wall. Oh, Pinkie Pie has a chainsaw. She has a chainsaw. She is revving the chainsaw. She looks really like, okay, she's like sawing off the wings. She's sawing off the Pegasus wings. There's like blood spurting. Yeah. I mean, obviously Rainbow Dash is in pain. That makes sense. There's like feathers on the ground. Wait, are Pegasus wings feathered? I guess that makes sense. They're dancing together again for some reason. I guess it's some kind of dance interlude. It's a very chipper song, I have to say. It's very bright, very, very friendly. This is a long dance break. What's going on? Are we going to be brought back to like a lot of gore? They're still going. They're still dancing. Okay, well, we're back. Rainbow Dash is somehow still alive, looking very, very dead, but still alive. Oh, there's like a circle saw. There's a big circle saw hanging from the ceiling. Pinkie Pie is looking more and more maniacal. She's about to, I think, flip. No, she's about to smash a big red button that is going to bring the circle saw down on Rainbow Dash. Oh, wow. How are you still alive? Rainbow Dash is getting sawed in half by the circle saw. How are you still alive? Legit, though. This pony should not still be alive. We are in the innards. We're pulling the intestines out of Rainbow Dash. Bro, you should not... Number one, you should not be awake. Second of all, you should not be alive. Just from the sheer blood loss at this point. Bro, cartoon logic. Yeah. Okay. Well, Pinkie's getting in there with, like, her teeth. We're punching up the guts. Okay. Dash is officially dead. That took a little while, but Dash is dead. We're chopping up I think that was the stomach. Is that the liver? I think that's the liver. I'm telling you guys, gore is like not my thing. Partially because I just don't think it has like as much of an impact as people think it does. Okay, so there's like guts. She made the cupcakes. Wait, is that really the worst of it, guys? Is the full story just an incredible graphic detailed description of Pinkie Pie like destroying Rainbow? Oh, that's interesting. She's got dancing Rainbow Dash is apparently some kind of a puppet because she's like sewn up on the front. Anyways, gore's kind of cheap. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's why I like that. Like the SCP story was so good because it was like so immersive. It was like a full world building. No, legit. Is this all you've got? Is that actually we're not reading this. That's just boring. That's just like a ton of fucking like gore description. Right? Like the shock was causing her to fade. We're ramping up her routine. We're pulling out the rest of Dash's organs. That's the worst it gets. I'm disappointed. We're gonna find something else to read. Let's see. The upbeat music makes it less scary. I mean, I guess, but also just like gore isn't. I mean, gore is disgusting, but it's not necessarily scary. You know what I mean? I'm not here to get disgusted. I'm here to get scared. Like now, when I step into an IKEA, I'm gonna have some thoughts. I thought there was more to this. I know, exactly. Gore isn't scary. It's just nasty. That's all it is. I actually would even categorize gore as a totally separate genre from horror, but it's the kind of thing that makes you flinch and not a whole lot else. You know what I mean? All right. More disgusting than scary. Exactly. All right. Let me refresh my tweet, see if any new suggestions came in. And if not, let's rerun the poll. Rerunning the poll without MLP pupcakes. Please no pupcakes. That's nasty. All right, here you go. Here's a new poll. Here you go. Gore is traumatizing, not exactly scary. Yeah. Happy Tree Friends isn't. I've actually never watched Happy Tree Friends. I think I saw a little bit and then I was like, eh. Yes, it's unsettling. It's disturbing, but it's not creepy. You know what I mean? I want something creepy. Jump scare. You like jump scares, Greg? All right, so we have Ted the Caver, SCP-999. My wife has been peeking at me around corners. Licking and A Shattered Life currently have no votes. Oh, I'm sorry. Isn't that the Blob? Yeah. Sorry. We did read. Sorry, I forgot that was still there. Sorry about that. Oh, sorry. Let me redo this. I apologize. I know a bunch of y'all voted already. Okay, one more time. Rescue Alice, welcome to chat. Gore like that is horrifying to me when it's like a real life situation sort of thing, when it's done against children or whatever. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, if it's like gore against children, yeah. It's disturbing. I think that's what made Mad Father. Well, actually, Mad Father was unsettling for lots of other reasons. Partially because the story delivery at the end was honestly not as good as it could have been. The impact was a little bit not super hot, but it was nice and creepy. It was a nice and creepy story. All right, what are the votes? The votes are now swinging towards my wife has been peeking at me around corners. We have 19 votes for that one. Let me bring the music back for y'all. Highly suspenseful. Mad Father. Yes, Mad Father is one of those like 2010s-ish RPG Maker pixel horror games. It's not scary in like a scary story way. It's scary in like a why do there exist people who are like this kind of way. Yeah, exactly. Even if it's fictional, it's like that you could even imagine something this horrible is kind of like, All right, I feel like there's a clear winner here, which is my wife has been peeking at me around corners. So I think this is a pretty classic no sleep. Hold up. This one is suggested by... Oh, my mouse is doing a weird thing. One second. My mouse does this sometimes. All right. We're back. This is r/no sleep. Let me drop the link for y'all if you want to read along. Just a moment. Boop, boop. Yes, Radis sleep well. Radis? Radice? Wow, there's a lot of, like, what are these called? Flare? A lot of salutes, badges. What are these called? Okay. Frixie. Sarah Frix. Frixie is the person who suggested this. Let's bring it on over. No more cupcakes. I'm gonna go and read more SCPs after those. Those were fun. Good night and good luck with the horror stories. Absolutely. All right, let me hide this poll so y'all can actually see what I'm reading. And I did drop the link in the chat. Let me update the stream title as well. Now reading r/no sleep. Okay, here we go. Zoom in. All right. No, I think I gotta move the window over a little bit. Here you go. Actually, I should just make it more narrow. All right, you ready? From the title, this just sounds cute. We'll see. All right, from r/no sleep. Let me start over. I want to record this one. From r/no sleep. My wife has been peeking at me from around corners and behind furniture. It's gone from weird to terrifying. My wife, Lynn, and I have been together for 6 years and married for 11 months. Our entire history has been very normal, and never once have I noticed any weird behavior or red flags. I can't stress enough how out of character this whole thing is for her. Let me bring up my stream preview. Okay. Lynn is very kind, intelligent, and thoughtful. She's always been the no-nonsense type of person. Being childish or trying to scare me is not something she'd normally do. She doesn't even like watching horror movies. When we first started dating, she agreed to watch The Shining with me because she knew how much I loved horror. She was so scared she didn't even make it through half of the movie before we had to turn it off. She isn't into anything creepy and has never been into pranks. It's just not her cup of tea. And that's fine. But that's what's so strange about this. It's just so unlike her. I should also add that she never had any mental health issues, and as far as I'm aware, it doesn't run in her family. I know some people are able to hide their mental health problems, but in the 6 years we've been together, I think I'd have seen some sort of sign. Oh, Legate Lanius, I don't know how to say your name, sorry. If you want to add a suggestion, please add it to the Twitter thread. I do apologize. I think some people don't have Twitters, but sorry. Okay. 2 months ago, I was in the kitchen making myself some coffee before work. I was running a bit late that morning and knew I wouldn't be able to make it to Dunkin' Donuts for my usual morning fix. We got an East Coaster here, fam. Dunks. This person runs on dunks. Welcome back, my charms. I took a sip of my coffee as I hurried down the hall towards the front door when I happened to notice Lynn peeking at me from around the corner ahead of me. I could only see her eyes and a strand of her long, dark hair hanging against the wall. The rest of her body was concealed behind the corner. I nearly spilled my coffee when I saw her. I did burn the shit out of my lips. "Jeez, Lynn," I said, wiping a few drops of coffee from my pants. "You scared the shit out of me." "Oh, let's hydrate. Thank you, Maya." She immediately popped out of view like a little kid that had been caught. I heard her scurry off towards the living room, and by the time I got to the front door, she was out of sight. Maybe just a bad partner who doesn't notice, that's true. It was really weird and just totally out of character for her, like I said, but I also found it kind of funny that she was being more playful and a little less serious. I shouted that I loved her and called her a weirdo. As I shut the door behind me, I heard her laughing. Her behavior was a bit odd, but it certainly wasn't something to call a priest over. I forgot about it by lunch, and by the time I got home, she was her normal self. I didn't bring it up, and neither did she, and life went on. The next incident happened 3 days later. It was around 2 a.m., and I had woken up to get a drink. I was standing at the kitchen island, jug of OJ in hand, when I felt a strong feeling that I was being watched. For whatever reason, I looked down at the floor and saw my wife's smiling face staring back. She was peeking at me from the other side of the island, staring up at me with wide, unblinking eyes and grinning like the Cheshire Cat. I screamed, I'll admit it, not out of irritation, but fear. For some reason at that moment, I was scared. At the sound of my scream, Lynn scuttled backwards out of my view, her hands and feet smacking the tile floor as she hurried out of the kitchen on all fours. I didn't run after her or even yell after her. I just stood there frozen in shock, wondering what the fuck had possessed her to do that. I got some goosebumps. It took me a little longer than I'd like to admit to go back upstairs, but I eventually did. When I got to our bedroom, Lynn was lying on her side, asleep, or at least pretending to be. I stood there for a while, watching her breathing to be sure she really was asleep. I had the feeling she might jump out at me the moment I got into bed, but she didn't. I climbed into bed and she didn't even move. Her breathing was soft and deep, and I was starting to wonder if I'd dreamt the whole thing. The next morning, I waited for her to come down for coffee, and after handing her a mug and kissing her cheek, I decided to ask her about it. "You thought you were sleepy, not anymore." "What was that about last night?" I asked, trying to keep my tone light so I didn't offend or embarrass her. She frowned over her cup of coffee, shaking her head like she had no clue what I was referring to. "You were peeking at me again, from over there," I said, pointing to the spot on the floor by the kitchen island. She followed my gaze, and when she looked back at me, she burst out laughing. She laughed so hard I couldn't help but join her. "You creep me the fuck out sometimes, you know that?" I said. She giggled and set her cup on the counter and wrapped her arms around my neck. "You creep me out all the time, so I guess we're even," she teased. We said our goodbyes and left for work. As I drove, I kept thinking about how creepy it had been seeing her grinning at me from behind the island like that. The sounds her hands made on the floor as she crawled away. I told myself she was just trying to be silly, just trying to join me in my love of all things horror. It's not like I was afraid of her, but it still didn't sit right with me. Oh, just have fun. Welcome to chat. Thank you. I'm glad you like my earrings. These are very fun. An antique find. I started seeing her peeking at me more and more. Sometimes she'd be peeking out from behind the couch or living room curtains. Once she even managed to get inside her grandmother's old truck that sits at the foot of our bed. Old trunk. Come on, read. Is my voice making it more relaxing? Is this relaxing? I'm glad you're enjoying it, at least. That's what matters. Inside her grandmother's old trunk that sits at the foot of our bed. I might not have even known she was there at all had the old trunk's old hinges not given her away. She'd had the lid propped up just enough so that only half of her face peeked through. She'd been grinning like an excited toddler. It was unnerving. I didn't even know what to say to her. All I could do was stare. When I finally found my voice, I asked her why on earth was she doing this. She didn't answer, but she had slowly closed the lid, shutting herself inside the trunk. I just walked away, feeling disturbed. I didn't understand why she was doing it, but it clearly made her happy. I just hoped she would tire of the game quickly. One thing is playing, the other is just being creepy. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, one thing is playing, the other is just being creepy. I read that sentence wrong. Yeah, I agree. Lynn didn't peek at me for the next 2 weeks. I started to think she was done with her weird prank, and I was relieved. We were watching a show on Netflix one night, and I jokingly said that I hadn't seen her peeking at me lately and that she must have given up on her spy game. She looked at me with a small smile and said, "Maybe I've just gotten better at it." I didn't say anything, but I wondered whether or not she was joking. For the next few days, I couldn't stop thinking about what she'd said. Was she still peeking at me when I wasn't looking and I just hadn't noticed? And if so, what the hell was she getting out of this? I started to feel paranoid, constantly checking whether she was watching from around the corner or behind a door. I was jumpy whenever I was home and she wasn't in full view of me. I felt stupid and a little crazy. Oh, she became a full-on assassin. Yeah, A+ sneak. Excuse me, sir, run. Oh my god, I have like actual goosebumps. What? Okay. But after a few weeks without another incident, I began to relax. I stopped checking behind furniture and walls and told myself it was just a bad memory. Then a few days ago, things got so much worse. Lynn left to go to a friend's, and I lounged on the couch and played a couple games on my laptop. Around 9 p.m., I hopped in the shower, and as I was washing the soap from my hair, I felt that awful feeling that I was being watched. I slowly opened my eyes and almost had a fucking heart attack. Lynn was peeking from behind the shower curtain, her entire head stretched into the shower, leaving just her body outside. Her long dark hair hung against the curtain, the ends dripping with water. Her mouth hung open in a terrible grin, eyes wide and red as if she hadn't blinked in a while. I screamed and jumped back against the wall. She didn't move, nor did her smile waver. Her makeup ran down her cheeks in 2 black streaks. She looked giddy and completely deranged. I was fucking terrified. Not the shower, bro! I think it's like when horror type stories take a turn into the daily life. I think that's what made The Ring so scary, is that they made things as innocuous as like a shower or a television seem scary, right? That's when horror gets me, is when it infiltrates your everyday life. That's the kind of creepy I like. Okay. We stood like that for a few moments, neither of us saying a word. Finally, after what felt like forever, she slowly pulled her head back out of the shower, and I watched her blurry figure through the curtain as she moved backwards towards the bathroom door. A second later, the bathroom door slammed shut, hard enough to rattle the mirror. I screamed again and jumped out of the shower to lock the door. I stayed inside the bathroom for over an hour. Maybe I overreacted to some of you, but joke or not, I wasn't going to put up with the crazy shit anymore. That's what I kept telling myself as I paced in the bathroom, stopping to listen at the door every few minutes. Suddenly, I heard a muffled sound, and I pressed my ear against the bathroom door, straining to listen. I couldn't hear anything, but I envisioned Lynn standing on the other side of the door, giggling at her joke. Same here, I like horror that's either subtle or there's a clever subverting twist at the end. Exactly. I'm the same way. When it gets too relatable, I nope out. Yeah, exactly. If you feel yourself getting scared in the shower, like, okay, that's a little bit too much now. Alright. I felt a surge of anger. I was beyond pissed at being made to feel scared in my own house and made to hide in the bathroom for an hour. All for what? Some joke? If it was a joke, it was an awful one. Bro, throw salt at her. Maybe that helps. Yeah. Learn from Reagan. What the fuck, Lynn? I snapped. This shit is getting really fucking annoying. I waited for her to apologize or to call me a jerk. But instead I heard a faint moan. So quiet I wondered if I heard it at all. And then complete silence. Lynn? I called out, not able to even hide the shakiness in my voice. I got no response. Just my own heavy breathing. I swear to God, just fucking stop it, I yelled, pounding my fist on the door. I waited for her to cuss me out, something I would expect from me talking to her like that. I've never screamed at her before. The MLP one is done, Miracle. We didn't do it. It's just gore. It's not even creepy. It's just gore. So we skipped it. Ghost trying to be friendly. Rolled an @1 on charisma check. Yeah, the ghost just wants to make friends. This relationship definitely needed better communication. I agree. But there was nothing. Just the occasional drip from the shower head. Phone a priest. Bless the shower water. Toss that. Yeah, so true. I agree. I won't deny that I was scared. Too afraid to open the damn door and face my own wife. I waited another 30 minutes or so, which feels like a fucking lifetime when you're scared. Finally, I decided I wasn't going to spend the night hiding in my bathroom, so I got down on my knees and peered under the door. I almost expected to see her face peeking back at me, but thankfully I didn't. I could see straight down the hallway to the top of the stairs, but no Lynn. I didn't know if I should be happy about that or not. Looked for a few minutes, waiting to see her head pop up over the top step, but it never came. I stood up, my hand hovering over the door, and mentally prepared myself to open it. I slowly turned the lock with shaky fingers and was about to yank it open when I heard a sound that still makes me nauseous when I think about it. A moan, louder than before, but this time I was able to tell just where it was coming from. I turned my head to the closet door as if in slow motion and locked eyes with my wife, who was peeking out at me from the slight gap. I'm so freaked out. I was actually thinking earlier, I was like, did he check the cabinets in the bathroom? Like, but was it their closet? Is the closet in the bathroom? Like, is she in the bathroom? Has he opened the door yet? I'm confused. I don't think so. I think he's still in the bathroom. I don't think she ever left the bathroom. Yeah, shut and barricade. Barricade her in there. Oh my goodness. Her eyes were still wide as ever, and her mouth was gaping. Her mouth was hanging open in the most grotesque gaping smile I'd ever seen. I didn't even scream. I was too scared for even that. Her hands were clasped to her chest, body trembling with sheer delight, as if she could barely contain her excitement. A short, raspy moan bubbled up from her throat, deep and raw, sending a shiver through my entire body. Somehow I found the ability to pull the bathroom door open and ran as fast as I could all the way down the steps, snagging my keys and phone from the table in the living room before running outside to my car. I could hear her shrill laughter behind me, but I didn't hear her getting closer. I didn't bother shutting the front door. I drove away from the house faster than I legally should have, shivering the entire time, either from fear or the cold. Maybe a little of both. I hadn't grabbed a coat or even a pair of shoes. I was still in my boxers and my hair was still damp. Yeah, he didn't get dressed. He's just in his boxers, just driving in his boxers. Making my way downtown. Screaming loud. I drove straight to my brother Chris's house about 40 minutes away, ignoring any and every call and text I got. I didn't check my phone until I was safely parked in my brother's driveway. Lynn had called 4 times and sent a flurry of texts, all wondering where I'd gone and why I left like that. I threw my phone at the dash in a rage, furious at her nonchalant attitude. My brother and his wife were surprised to see me, especially dressed in just a pair of boxers, but told me to stay as long as I needed. Chris lent me some clothes and asked me what happened. I told him Lynn and I had a fight, but didn't get into the details. I didn't want him to think I was overreacting, leaving my wife over a prank, even if it was a strange one. I mean, hadn't I encouraged her for years to lighten up instead of being so serious all the time? I'd wanted her to relax and loosen up, but this was definitely not what I had in mind. Oh man, yeah, tell him. Do tell him. Tell your brother. Bruh, that ain't a prank. That ain't a prank. Your wife is possessed. She is possessed. Oh my goodness. I tried to sleep on their sofa, but my brain wouldn't let me sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Lynn's face staring at me from inside the closet. Knowing she'd been in there with me the entire time made my skin crawl. So she was in the bathroom. I was right. She'd never left the fucking bathroom at all. Instead, she slipped inside the closet and slammed the bathroom door to shut to fool me. The mere thought of going back home gave me anxiety. I tossed and turned, unable to sleep. Chris ended up giving me a sleeping pill so I was able to rest. My sleep was filled with terrible dreams, all of Lynn's smiling face. That ain't a prank. This ain't a prank. This is not a prank. The writing is quite good, I do have to say. I woke up just as the sun started to rise. My sore body ached from the sofa and I felt drained. I knew I'd have to call Lynn at some point, but I didn't know what to say to her. I wouldn't be going home unless she gave me her word she'd never do any more creepy shit. I just wanted my wife back. Her normal, serious self never looked so good to me. I was contemplating calling her and telling her that when that familiar feeling came over me. I was being watched. No fucking way. I was staring at the ceiling, my heart in my throat. I didn't want to look away, but the longer I ignored the feeling, the worse it got. No! 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 I didn't want to look away, but the longer I ignored the feeling, the worse it got. My eyes drifted away from the ceiling almost on their own. Her face was pressed up against the window beside the couch, staring down at me with that same gaping smile. Drool dribbled down her lips, leaving 2 long streaks down the glass. I didn't know how long she'd been there, but something told me she'd been there quite a while, possibly all night. I didn't bother screaming, though I was afraid anger trumped any fear I felt at that moment. I jumped up from the couch and pounded my palm against the glass. "Lynn, are you crazy? What the hell is wrong with you? Just go home!" I shouted. "Now!" She didn't move, and her ghastly expression never changed. If anything, her smile only grew, as if she had never been more elated. I really hope this guy's like taking photos. Like he could take the photos. He could take evidence. Like, look how I woke up. My wife was staring at me through the window with that face. Like, drool coming out of her mouth, bro. Like, that's creepy shit. You can't tell me this prank. This is a white man. This is a white man. Take photo evidence, sir. I could hear Chris and his wife moving around upstairs. As if Lynn could hear them from her place outside, her head twitched slightly in their direction, and she began to close her mouth slowly. "That's why you gotta take photos, bro! Everyone's gonna think you're crazy instead!" Blah! Divorce motive, yeah! Lord. Chris called my name from upstairs, obviously concerned. I turned to see him and his wife Rebecca hurrying down the steps. When I turned back to the window, Lynn was gone. The only sign she'd been there at all was the 2 streaks of drool still dripping down the glass. I tried explaining to Chris and Rebecca about waking up to see Lynn watching me through the window. They were skeptical. Who wouldn't be? Take photos! Take photos! We live in the world of smartphones! Take photos! It's like that Jordan Peele movie. I haven't watched Us yet. Is that what Us is like? I should watch Us. Jordan Peele makes a damn good horror film. They are good. I tried explaining to Chris and Rebecca about waking up to see Lynn watching me through their window. They were skeptical. Who wouldn't be? Chris and I went outside to the spot in front of the window, but there were no footprints in the dirt, just a slight indent. Animal, probably, Chris guessed, but I didn't argue. He and Rebecca assumed I was too tired to explain it to them. Fotografias, bro! Exactly! Exactly! I called out of work that day and turned my cell off. I didn't want to face Lynn. Just talking to her was too much for me at that point. I really started to believe something was irreversibly wrong with her, that no matter what promises she made, we'd never be the same again. The thought saddened me to my core. Oh. My, ad almost started. We are snoozing. We are snoozing the ads. Okay. I cried most of the morning. By noon, I figured I was ready to confront her, give her one last chance to explain herself. I could at least give her that after 6 years, I told myself. I turned my phone on and saw dozens of texts she sent, all from a seemingly concerned wife. "Can we talk? I love you. Please call me. I'm really worried. Can you answer? Just come home." And more of the same. All texts telling me she loved me, that she wanted me home, how worried she was. Not a damn one addressing the crazy shit she pulled. Like she hadn't been acting like a character from a Stephen King book. Wait, is it Stephen King? Stephen King book. It's Stephen, isn't it? This one's not Stephen. Stephen. It's Stephen, right? I'm gaslighting myself. It's 100% Stephen King. Like a character from a Stephen King book. Even her texts were different. She normally texted novels just to tell me to pick up a loaf of bread. You'd think she'd have more to say to me after her bizarre shenanigans. It's pronounced Stephen, but written Stefan. We don't like that. We don't like that. It's all the husband's hallucinations. Oh no. You're probably right. It's probably something else. It's not even her. Well, but she's the one who's been like laughing about it. Who knows? Even her texts were different. She normally texted novels just to tell me to pick up a loaf of bread. You'd think she'd have more to say to me after her bizarre shenanigans. I know it probably seems childish to some of you who are miles away from the situation, but if you saw the way Lynn had looked at me, how she scampered away on all fours like some wild animal, grinning at me from inside the closet like a lunatic, then I'd think you'd find my reaction was warranted. I ended up staying with Chris and Rebecca for another night. I didn't wake up yesterday until afternoon. Thankfully, I didn't see Lynn's face watching me through the window. I don't want to pry because it's not my place, but is this fight something that can be mended? Rebecca asked. She'd made us both a sandwich for lunch, and I knew she wanted to breach the subject without seeming to be nosy. I don't know, she's like a different person, I said, choosing my words carefully. I still wasn't ready for her or Chris to know the full extent of the batshit craziness I'd been dealing with. Hi again, Ashley Amber, welcome back. She was replaced! Oh my god, it's not even the wife, it's something else. Plot twist, they're in IKEA! They find the wife dead in the closet! Ah! I need to watch Us. Okay. People change, Ben. But she's still the same woman you married. Maybe you both just need to talk through your issues. Whatever's going on, I'm sure it can be fixed, she said, ever the peacemaker. I think it's beyond that now. I don't think talking would help. I just don't trust her, I said. The words stung in my heart. I missed and loved my wife. But how could I live with someone like that? Living in constant fear didn't sound too appealing. They literally haven't talked about this once. Like, not once have they sat down to be like, hey, you peeking at me in like weird ways with weird expressions is like really disturbing. And I want you to stop. Like, he's never said that. Every time it's come up, she like, says something to deflect and he just like leaves it. I don't know. To be fair, we don't know. We think because this person behaves like a white man. Maybe it is a white man, but it could be a lady. We don't know. He did try to broach the subject a few times earlier before she went psycho. But yeah, no serious sit down. Exactly. There's been no serious discussion. Not a single time. Lynn loves you. She has to be absolutely crushed, she said. I don't know about that, I said. Well, she certainly seemed like it to me. I've never seen her so upset. Very much unlike the Lynn I know, Rebecca said, shaking her head sadly. It took a full minute for her words to really sink in, and when they did, I felt dread worming its way through my skin. Wait, what do you mean? You saw her? You saw Lynn? I asked, my mouth suddenly dry. Yeah, it's contrived, it's true. Oh my god, I got goosebumps. Rebecca nodded casually as if that fact wasn't nightmare fuel. Maybe for her it wasn't. She stopped by this morning just after Chris left for work, she said, cleaning the plates from the table. I didn't see her car, though. Maybe she took an Uber or something. Beck, what did she say? Did she come inside? I asked, sweat starting to break out on my forehead. I began looking around, examining corners as though a predator lurked behind them. No, she just asked if you were awake yet, and I said that you weren't. I asked if she wanted me to wake you, but she said no, just said to let you sleep, she said as she washed the dishes. That's all? She didn't say anything else? I asked. No. She looked awful, though, like she hadn't slept in days. I think you should call her. Yo, 100% she's in the house. 100% she is in the house, or at least around the house. Oh, this is so good. Holy shit. Oh my god, I have so many goosebumps. Maybe reading this on a weekend when my roommate's not home is not a good idea. She's in the walls. Oh, bro. Okay. I got a snooze. Okay, I'm using my final snooze. I only get 3 snoozes per stream. We got 7 minutes left before ads run. Holy shit. Okay. Oh my god, I'm like lightheaded. I got up from the table and thanked Rebecca for lunch. She's in the walls, Oomphy. 100% she's in the walls. Bro. I felt a little bit better at the knowledge that at least she hadn't come inside. Still, I needed to double check that the doors were locked. Oh, we're gonna hydrate. Oh my god, I've been missing like a ton of your like hydrates and Hold on. Wait, can we get a refund for Phoebe's Chinese proverb redeemed from like literally an hour ago? I'm so sorry. Thank you for the hydrate. And we owe a stretch too. Let's do a stretch. Let's do a stretch and keep reading. Reach for the ceiling. Whew. I felt a little bit better at the knowledge that at least she hadn't come inside. Still, I needed to double check that the doors were locked. I sat for a while trying to figure out what to do next. I didn't want to go home, but I felt that I owed it to Lynn to help her if I could. Hadn't I sworn an oath to love and honor her through sickness and in health? Clearly she was sick. If she was sick, which I truly believe she was, I had to try and get her the help she needed. But I didn't even know where to start. I didn't want to call the police, and besides, what the hell was I going to tell them? That my wife was peeking at me? That she was being creepy? As bizarre as she'd been, she still hadn't committed any crime. Not yet, anyway. The police would have probably said that I was overreacting, but this wasn't some prank. It felt wrong. Dangerous, even. Like something sinister lurked beneath her smile. Carrot, hello, we're doing creepy story time. This one is so good. Carrot, I don't know if you've been here, but this story is so fucking good. Hold on, I'm gonna drop it. For anyone who's just joining us right now, we are reading an r/no sleep story. And I am covered in goosebumps. I don't like that not yet anyway. I agree. Okay. I knew as her husband I was well within my rights to have her committed, but what if she simply acted normal in their presence? She'd obviously been able to fool Rebecca into thinking she was just a concerned wife. As long as the doctors didn't find her a danger to herself or others, they'd have no choice but to release her after 72 hours. I felt lost and overwhelmed. Rinky! Hello! Gather your glasses, protect your soul. We're here to take your wine. I don't have wine, I just have tea. Welcome, Raiders! Welcome, Raiders. Hello. You are catching us in the middle of a creepypasta reading session. We are currently on an r/no sleep. We've made our way through some SCP stories also. We did the Russian sleep experiment. So we are now in r/no sleep reading this. It's creepy, but I guess without earlier context, maybe it's not as creepy, but that's a warning. If y'all don't like creepy things, do feel free to go. I understand. Ricky, I hope you had a good stream. What were you up to? Eastward. Interesting. I hope you enjoyed it. Tea sounds good. Tea is always good. I agree. Wonder if people write creepypastas about Dottore. I think they will. Fan culture is strong. All right, guys, we're gonna keep going. Rinky, if you would like to take a break, please do. It's good to have you. Thank you for bringing your community here. Nice to meet you all. We're gonna keep reading, okay? Because I want to finish this before the ad break hits. I might not. We have 3 minutes and I'm out of snoozes. I'm really sorry. That's your warning. If you don't like ads, you should also leave. I have no control over this. It's right there. Okay, 3 minutes. Here we go. I knew as her husband I was well within my rights to have her committed, but what if she simply acted normal in their presence? She'd obviously been able to fool Rebecca into thinking she was just a concerned wife. As long as the doctors didn't find her a danger to herself or others, they'd have no choice but to release her after 72 hours. I felt lost and overwhelmed. Enjoy your lurk, Rinky! Yes, I was reading creepypastas. Oh, okay, you let them know. Good to know. Thank you. So I did what any husband in my position would do. I called her mother. Honestly, kind of funny. It's actually very funny. Miss Rachel and I, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate it. Welcome to the clutch. Great sub on a creepypasta stream. Oh no, the ads are starting in 3 minutes. Okay. I didn't want to, believe me. Her mother, Marianne, and I never were on the best of terms. We'd never fought or anything like that. She just wasn't a very warm person and wasn't really easy to get along with. She hardly ever smiled, and when she did, only her lips would move into a thin-lipped smile, leaving her eyes as blank as before. She gave off this aura that felt like she was permanently on the offensive. How's the mom gonna react? This is a longer story than I thought, actually. Maybe we won't beat the ad break. I'd only met her twice, and both times were for such short visits. I got the impression that she didn't approve of me for her daughter. It's the mom's fault. The mom did it. The mom did it. The mom did it. The mom did it. theory, what if the man was stalking the wife first and the demon went to the wife to stalk the man and stayed in the wife? Bro, what if the mom's also possessed? Yeah. What if the mom started it? Okay. Lynn always ushered us out quickly, as if she didn't want me to feel uncomfortable, which I was grateful for. Being in her mother's company felt almost unbearable, like walking on glass. I was glad when we moved 3 states away, so we didn't have to see her often. I was happy to avoid the woman, but I needed her help. I really didn't want to talk to her at all, but I had to talk to someone, and someone who knew Lynn better than I did, so I grit my teeth and did what I had to. Yes, she answered, already sounding irritated. Marianne, it's me, Ben. Do you have a minute to talk? I asked. I could hear her cluck her tongue in irritation. I'm in the middle of writing some checks, but if you insist, I suppose I could spare a moment. What is it that you want to discuss, Benjamin? She said coolly. It's about Lynn. She's been acting strangely, and I was wondering if you had any idea whether there was something. I was quickly interrupted. It's a bit difficult to follow your rambling, Benjamin. What is that you want from me? She asked. I could almost see her standing there in her thin sweater and slacks, tapping her fingernails impatiently on the table. I wanted to know if you'd ever noticed any odd behavior or possibly any mental health issues, I asked. There was a long, uncomfortable pause that I couldn't tell was because she was thinking or something else. Finally, after a few seconds, she spoke. I'm not sure if this is one of your jokes, Benjamin, but if so, I don't find the humor in it. Now, I do have business to attend to, as I've said, so if you don't mind, she said, but I cut her off before she could get rid of me. Marianne, it's not a joke. I'm sincerely concerned about Lynn's mental health. Her behavior has been very erratic lately. I'm very worried about her, and I figured as her mother, you would be as well, I said, my frustration evident in my voice. If you're truly concerned, then I suggest you get the health professionals involved. I don't know what you expect of me, she snapped. I could tell she was seconds away from hanging up, and for some reason I was desperate not to let her. I had the feeling that she knew a lot more than she was letting on. Do you think she was the first victim? Not the perpetrator, but the first victim. Mom was the first victim. Okay. Mom knows. Okay, the ads kicked in. Oh no. Okay, well, sorry. I don't have anything for you. We'll pause though. We'll wait. We'll wait for ads. I'm sorry. Hi, Vivi. Happy 1 year Spooktober. Happy 1 year. Oh, right. You subbed in October last year. I think in the middle of like a subathon or something, right? We'll wait. We'll wait for ads. This is a good break time. Let's all stretch. Everyone stretch. Ah! Oh my God. This is so intense. I'm like so stressed. Bro, I am so stressed. I'm so stressed. Holy shit. Why is this so stressful? This is a good fucking creepypasta. Oh my God. Who suggested this one again? Frixie? Frixie said it's one of their favorites and it's super good. So it comes highly recommended. Car advertisement. The pacing in the story is really good, right? It's like I'm so immersed. I'm so invested. A Google Pixel ad. For the 7 with their little tensor chip that they're so proud of. You know, this is already taking us longer to read through than the SCP-3008 one. The writer did really well, yeah. Okay, let me keep an eye on the ad timer. Mouth noises. All right. I think ads are done. Are you guys back? You guys are back? Welcome back. I know we've had so much buildup. We don't know anything, but we're like just starting to learn, I think. We're just starting to figure out what's going on. Welcome back. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, Pop Cat. Here we go. Marianne. Marianne, it's not a joke. Oh, we already read this one. Let's continue. Okay. I had the feeling that she knew a lot more than she was letting on. Please, if not for me, do it for Lynn, I tried. heard a faint, shaky intake of breath, as if she were trying to hold her steely persona together, but failing. Marianne? What's wrong? I started. Benjamin, I don't know what to tell you. My only advice would be to seek professional help. Do not call here again. Goodbye. I tried to call out to her, but she hung up. I tried to wrap my head around the call and her refusal to help me. Even if she didn't like me, why wouldn't she want to help her own daughter? I couldn't understand that. I tried to replay the conversation, desperate to find something I missed. After a while, I almost gave up until I remember her last words to me. Seek professional help. She'd said those words with a bit of urgency. I could have just been grasping at straws, but no, I was sure her voice had changed ever so slightly when she said that, as if they were very important. Sparkly Sand, thank you for the resub. Happy 3 months. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Thank you. What in the diddly darn fuck? I've actually never been this creeped out by a creepypasta before. Like, not even close. Okay. What had she meant? I assumed she'd been referring to medical professionals, but maybe she was referring to someone else. Someone that she didn't, for some reason, feel comfortable saying directly. Or maybe I was just desperate. I waited for Chris to get home, and after a very long and exhausting conversation with him and Rebecca, I convinced them that Lynn truly needed psychiatric help. I didn't tell them everything. I wasn't prepared to go into it yet, but I told them about our last encounter, how she'd hidden in the bathroom, peeking at me from the closet. They were obviously shocked, but thankfully they believed me. They too just wanted to help her. Still, they didn't think it was all that serious. Weird, but maybe not that dangerous. They just kept saying that Lynn had to be playing some kind of weird joke. Maybe for YouTube, Rebecca offered, if only half-heartedly. Content creation has ruined everything. Influencers are an influenza. Anyways, Chris didn't think we should involve the police just yet. He offered instead to go with me, and I readily accepted. He reasoned that calmly talking to her, trying to coax her into going willingly, was the best recourse. I agreed to do it his way. At least I wouldn't be going into that house alone. Demon influencer. Your roomie isn't there, but we're here. Don't worry. Ghosts are afraid of online presence. Yes, but what happens when I click end stream? Okay. We drove over this morning, just after breakfast. There was no way I was going at night. When we pulled into the driveway, my stomach began doing somersaults. Her car wasn't there, but I still didn't let my guard down. We're gonna stretch, okay. Okay, let's do one of those, like, link your hands behind your back. The front door was ajar, and for a split second I thought we'd see her eyes staring through the gap. I was shaking and starting to sweat. Chris, however, was fine. He waited for me to open the door, his hands in his pockets like he was going on a fucking stroll through the park. I envied his ignorance. I know this story's so good. Razmatome, am I saying that right? Never was this scared to go out of my room. Oh no! Let's all hold hands, chat. Everyone hold hands. Everyone hold hands. I pushed the door open and was immediately hit with the stench of rot. What? Chris smelled it too, and he walked in the house behind me with his nose scrunched up. Bro, what the fuck? Hold on, wait, okay, let's think about this a little bit. Like, you know how we were theorizing that she literally is like dead and there's like a ghost or something? Like, is she dead in the house? And for the stench of rot to be permeating a space, it takes some time. He's only been gone for like a day and a half. Maybe 2 days. Like, it hasn't been long enough for... It hasn't been long enough. He killed her and has dreams? Maybe. I don't know. No, but like the mom seemed to know something though. So like something's going on, you know? Like there's a history here. I don't know. Suzu, hello. Welcome. My cat has to sleep in my bed tonight. Okay, let's keep going. I pushed the door open and was immediately hit with the stench of rot. Chris smelled it too, and he walked in the house behind me with his nose scrunched up. Yeah, she's had to have been dead way before. The wife is definitely dead from ages ago. What do you guys use to clean the floors around here? Shit, Chris mumbled. Shut up, I said, my eyes darting around for any signs of Lynn. The house was deadly quiet and dark, despite being 10 in the morning. All the curtains were closed up tight, refusing to allow any sunlight inside. If I hadn't just left it 2 days prior, I'd have thought the house to be abandoned. We moved through each room, carefully checking any place that she might hide, occasionally calling her name. Why the fuck are you looking under the couch? Chris asked eventually. Aren't we looking for your wife? He was looking at me like I was a moron. Let's go upstairs, I whispered. I'm so freaked out. He shook his head but followed me up the stairs to check the bathroom and spare bedroom. On the way up, my shoes crunched over pieces of glass that looked to be littered over a few of the steps. Yeah, how was she dead? How can she be dead? Yeah, that's my question. If she was on their doorstep like a day ago, she wouldn't even be rotting yet. Like, come on. I noticed that one of Lynn and my wedding portraits that hung on the wall along the staircase had been smashed. The frame hung crookedly, all the glass removed. I stared at the picture, a lump forming in my throat. We had taken the photo just after leaving the church, after saying our vows. She looked so beautiful in her white gown. I looked at Lynn's beautiful face. I never dreamed her face would ever be a source of terror for me. We climbed the rest of the steps and checked the spare bedroom, but it looked completely untouched. I was hesitant to go into the bathroom, my fear from that night coming back to me all at once. Chris noticed and offered to go in by himself, but I couldn't let him do that. So we walked in together, checking the closet and the shower. The bathroom looked as if it hadn't been touched since the night I left. I don't think she's here, Ben. Why don't you pack some clothes and we'll try to coming back tomorrow morning or something, Chris said. I nodded and we went into our bedroom and shoved some clothes into a duffel bag. When I checked inside our closet, I came across the source of the smell and gagged. Chris took one look and lost all color in his face. He had to go stand by the stairs to get away from the sight and the smell. I gazed down in shock at what lay inside my bedroom closet. Soaking into the rug were at least a dozen eyeballs, all carefully laid out in pairs. Some were as large as a quarter, while others were as tiny as a marble. I stared down at the eyes she collected from small animals, and I wondered how she'd gotten them, and shuddered at the thought. Man, I thought I had it bad with Becca's shoe addiction, but fuck me. Your wife's in here collecting eyeballs, Chris said, gagging. Ben, I think we should go, he called from the hall. I'm getting nauseous. All right. I grabbed my duffel and shut the closet door on my new nightmare. I stepped out into the hall and took a deep breath of air. I could taste the rot on my tongue and I couldn't help but gag. Who the fuck lines up eyeballs in their closet like that? Chris mumbled. I tried to tell you she needed help, I said. She doesn't need help, Ben. She needs a fucking exorcist, he said. That's what we've been saying! That's what we've been saying! Oh my god. You coming or what? I can't stand the smell any... His words died in his throat and his eyes grew wide with fear. I didn't ask him why. I could feel it. Someone was watching me, and I didn't think it was the eyes in the closet. I turned around, my eyes slowly scanning the bedroom. Christ, I whispered, as I finally saw what we'd missed. Under the bed, curled on her side, watching us with the excitement of a kid on Christmas morning, was my wife. She held her hands together just under her chin, and they were shaking eagerly. Now that she'd been found, I could hear the quiet noises she was making, a sort of hiccuping sound in her throat, as if the excitement was just too much for her. It was unnerving, to say the least. Wide eyes, and that same huge smile. Everything in me told me to run, but I forced it away. This was my wife. No matter how twisted, she was still the woman I married. I had to help her. Lynn, I said softly, She didn't respond, but her head bobbed back and forth in 2 quick little movements as if she were nodding. That's a white man. Run, bitch! Run, asshole! Get the fuck out of there! Oh, bro! Oh my god. Baby, I just want to help, okay? Can you let me do that? I asked. I'd taken a single step forward, approaching her like some kind of dangerous animal. I love you, Lynn, I said softly, taking another step closer. She let out a tiny moan escape her wide open mouth, and I had to resist the urge to run. Her shoulders were starting to quiver, and her eyes grew as large as saucers. I crouched down so I could see her better, and immediately saw the blood. Her hands were covered in it. They trembled more the closer I got, as if she were barely able to contain herself. The music is a paid actor, 100%. Lynn, are you hurt? You're bleeding, I said. She bobbed her head again, her bloody fingers moving up and down as if she was playing an invisible piano. They occasionally grazed her chin, leaving smears of blood on her skin. I wanted to recoil in disgust. The smell that was coming off of her was revolting. I could feel the vomit trying to climb up my throat. Her lips were dry and stretched thin. Oh, wait. Her lips were dry and stretched thin, blood seeping between the cracks. I knew she wouldn't come out on her own, but I didn't want to leave her in the state she was in. I scooted closer and reached out to her. The excited hiccuping sounds got louder and her hands shook, fingers flexing. It was then that I could see the blood oozing from in between her fingers. Oh my God, Lynn, you're bleeding, I said. Instinctively, I reached out to take her hand, but before I could even touch her, her hand sprang out towards me. A sharp pain shot through my arm and I fell back on my ass. My arm burned and I could see the blood dripping down onto the carpet. I looked back at her in shock and saw her grinning madly, her fingers clutching a large shard of glass. You all right in there? Chris asked from behind me. Dude, Chris, drag him out. Drag your brother out of there. I turned my head slightly and nodded to him, cradling my arm to my chest. When I turned back to face Lynn, I saw that her focus had shifted. She wasn't looking at me anymore, and she wasn't smiling anymore either. What do you have? A knife! No! Moment. It's so true. Oh God. She was staring past me, her eyes glaring at Chris the way a hungry lion might stare at an antelope. Run, bitch, run! Run, bitch! Oh no. Oh no, no, no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Okay. Her mouth was still hanging open, but it was twisted into a snarl. I got to my feet and began walking backwards down the hall, afraid to take my eyes off of her. Are you bleeding? Chris asked. The moment the words left his mouth, Lynn started fast scooting out from under the bed, the glass shard still in her fist. Chris, run, go, I yelled. He must have been too afraid to move because a second later I felt my back bump into him. He was still standing at the top of the stairs, staring at the horror that was my wife. Why are none of these white men filming? Why are these white boys not filming? Why are they not filming this? If she kills your brother and pins it on you, that's on you. That's on you, dipshit, for not filming it. Your fault. Idiot. Dumbass. They got no sense. White man moment. My goodness. Also, they should never have stayed. Yeah, exactly. Staying was already... Yeah, white men can't run. Help. What is this? Why? Chris and OP, please get the fuck out of there and film it. Get your phones out. Anyways. Lynn had crawled completely out from under the bed and stood in the bedroom doorway, her face twisted in rage. Her whole body was visibly tense. Blood ran down her fingers and onto the floor. Jesus, Lynn, Chris said. You, playing hide and seek? I reached back and pushed him towards the steps. Move your ass, Chris, I said as quietly but firmly as I could. Yeah, they're survival instincts, man. They gotta kick in more. Lynn bobbed her head in fast, sharp motions and began to grin, stretching her mouth open wider and wider so that her chin seemed to touch her chest. I heard Chris mutter a prayer and then he was running down the stairs. Thank God. I stood at the top of the steps, stuck between the love for a woman who clearly needed serious help and self-preservation. I only want to help, I said, choking back tears. Her eyes focused on me once again as she slowly lifted the glass, holding it out in front of her. And then she started sprinting towards me, grinning with utter excitement. Thankfully, my body took over, and I flew down the stairs, skipping 2 or 3 at a time. I made it to the front door before I felt her leap onto my back, wrapping her arms around my neck, her open mouth next to my ear so that I could hear those terrible hiccuping sounds up so close. I shook her off of me, knocking her to the floor. I felt a searing pain in my back as she went, but I tore open the front door and bolted to my car. Yeah, what self-preservation? What self-preservation? Get your shit together. Oh my God, bro. Chris was standing in the front yard talking on the phone with the police. I didn't say a word. I just ran to my car and jumped in. Chris took the hint and followed me, still on the line with 911. I watched the rearview mirror. Sure, I'd see her there, running after us. But I never did. I went straight to the ER and got 11 stitches in my arm and 3 on my back. The police asked a lot of questions and went back to the house to do a search, but of course, Lynn wasn't there. Bro, she's on the loose. She's on the loose. We're gonna read an SCP entry about Lynn. They're gonna have to put her in containment. What the fuck is going on? Okay. They advised me to stay with a friend or relative for a while and to file a restraining order as soon as I could, but none of those things would matter. Somehow, I just knew. She is 100% an SCP. I dropped Chris off at home and went to a motel an hour away. I wanted to put as much distance between me and Lynn as I could. No, she's coming for you. She's coming for you. She's coming for you. She knows where you are. She's coming. And he knows. He's writing this like he knows, you know? Yeah, he knows. I'm sensing a touch of acceptance. Yeah? Yeah? SCP-999, make her feel better. Yeah. Where's 999? Where is 999? Yeah, not the motel. Don't you know anything about horror? This is where I've been for the past 4 hours. I thought maybe the police would find her. Maybe they'd get her the help she desperately needs. But now I don't think so. Because 40 minutes ago, I got a text from an unknown number. Just 3 words. I found you.
見つけた.
And a picture attached. The picture was dark and grainy, but I instantly knew what it was. There was no mistaking my wife's eye. I started typing this out immediately after. I don't know what to do. I'm alone and scared, and I can't help but feel that I'm being watched. I love this thread has been locked by moderators of r/no sleep. Oh, it looks like there may be more to this story. Click here to get a reminder to check back later. I actually didn't know that the no sleep bot did that. Bro. That's it. The scariest line was maybe I've just gotten better at it. I know, that one got me too. That line also got me. Holy fucking shit. Yo, even Lynn can take pictures in her state, but not them. I know, that's what I'm saying. Even she got her smartphone out just to like creep him out a little bit. If she can do it, how come you guys? What's wrong with you guys that you're not even gonna take your smartphone out to be like, bro, it's such a slay story. That was so good. That's actually one of the best creepypastas I've read in my entire life. That was so freaking good. Oh shit. Like, one of my favorite things after reading a good creepypasta is like scrolling into the comments and everyone else going like, ooh. Time to play with SCP-999. I agree. Oh my god. It's been a long time since I've been genuinely spooked. That's another thing I love about No Sleep is that one of the rules essentially is that you cannot ever, and I'm kind of breaking that rule right now, but we're not on the subreddit. I'm not even logged in right now, so I can say whatever the fuck I want. But you're supposed to act like all of the, I just noticed my door is open a crack, and I hate that. I hate that a lot. I deeply, deeply hate the fact that my door is open a crack right now. I hate that. Anyways, you're like the point of no sleep is you're all like in it together, you know? So everyone responds like it's real. So that's why there's like advice. Like, you need to get the fuck out, OP. Go to your mother-in-law's house, see what she knows, right? Close the door. I can't. I ain't closing that door. I ain't closing a door ever again in my entire life. Makes me miss the original creepypastas, man. This story's amazing. Yeah. I think this guy needs a priest. You'll need an old priest and a young priest and a flamethrower for good measure, and possibly an ophthalmologist. I don't see anything there yet. Melvin, it was good, right? I also thought it was good. It's so fucking good. That was such a fucking good creepypasta. Oh my god. Holy shit. I gotta reply to the person who suggested this. Oh my god. We just read this and it blew my mind. That might actually be the best creepypasta I've ever read. What the fuck? Holy shit. Check the corners, guys. Guys, check your corners. Make sure Venti isn't peeking at you. No, I'm gonna throw Venti under my bed. He's gonna guard it for me. All right. If anyone has like a short one, I think we can do one more, and that's about it. Stream ends with Ying saying, "Wait, I see something," and a scream. Would I do that to you guys? I should do it. Oh, we have more SCPs being linked. All right, so there's no r/no sleep category. There's more. Sino Haver has linked. Constance Hayes has linked a no sleep called "I've come to terms with the fact that everything I know is a dream." I've read this one! This one's a classic! Oh my god. If you have not read "I've come to terms with the fact that everything I know is a dream," you gotta. This one is really, really, really good. This one is so good. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna link this one. I would say it's not that like creepy necessarily, but like it's very much what this person said. You just won at no sleep. It's like that kind of energy. It's very good. It's very, very good. Oh, bro, so solidly creeped out. She was so good. All right, what else we got? I think I missed a bunch of suggestions after we started stream. Truly a classic. That one's a classic. All right, so we got to 3 suggestion. 096, SCP-096 was also suggested. Yeah, it's a little bit existential. That one's, yeah, that's accurate. We've read Mason. We did Russian Sleep Experiment, another good classic. MLP Cupcakes. Okay, Angela suggested SpongeBob Red Mist. Have any of y'all heard of it? Or should we read something more feel good? Should we read some Winnie the Pooh? 10 years ago, I know. It's been 10 years. Can you believe it? Holy shit. Oh my god, I really did read this one when I was in high school. Holy fuck. Anyways. Okay, there's also Ted the Caver. Kisaragi Station. Why they're called sixes. What else? Licking. Alright, I don't know if I missed anything. Oh, the Mystery Flesh Pit. Yes. Mystery Flesh Pit National Park. I did hear about this one. SCP-106 has also been suggested. Red Mist? I don't know, but that phrase is all I need to know. Oh my god, this SCP has like a horrifying image on it. I'm not even opening that on stream. I'm not making you guys look at that. Having dinner with friends who happen to like spooky stuff. Oh, hell yes, Auntie. Share that one with them. Share that no sleep with them. It's so freaking good. Holy, that's it. I turn on the lights. Yeah, no, for real. I think we should read a light one. Maybe we'll read more SCPs. Some of them are not that light though. Some of them are a lot. Maybe we'll read some 999. Maybe that's what it is. We'll just go full 999. SCP-999. 106 is the old man covered in black stuff. Yeah, I think so. I think that's correct. Flesh Pit is not really spooky, but interesting. Yeah, I've seen it before also. Okay. I think I like skimmed through some of this when I was eating pizza earlier. In addition to its playful behavior, SCP-999 seems to love all animals, especially humans, refusing to eat any meat and even risking its own life to save others, on one occasion leaping in front of a person to take a bullet fired at them. Subject's intellect is still up for debate. Though its behavior is infantile, it seems to understand human speech and most modern technology, including guns. What? SCP-999's diet consists entirely of candy and sweets, with M&Ms and Necco wafers being wafers being its favorite. Its eating methods are similar to those of an amoeba. SCP-999, the palate cleanser. That's what we're doing now. We got a little bit of comfy SCP-999. That's what we're at. Bro, I gotta unwind. I sounds like a child. I know. Addendum, SCP-999-A, reminder to all staff, SCP-999 is not to consume caffeinated soft drinks of any kind. Last week, someone gave SCP-999 a can of cola, along with its usual breakfast. Not only was it literally bouncing off the walls for half an hour, the carbonation made SCP-999 visibly queasy after, and it refused to move or eat the rest of the day. SCP-999 has thankfully recovered since, but the staff member in question has been reprimanded. Wait, also, I do wanna, hold on, what was it? This is the one. For anyone who missed it, this was also a really fun read. And definitely recommend opening the journal and reading it, because that's the best part. So I'm gonna drop it here. Thank you, 3, for the recommendation. This is fun. If you've ever been curious about what an infinite IKEA might be like. There's no plot twist. SCP-999 is just genuinely comfy. All right. Oh, I just realized that SCP-682 was described here as omnicidal, which is really fun. That's a fun word. The most wholesome SCP in all of SCP history, truly. Engaged in a tickle fight with SCP-682. That's how wholesome we're talking. I'll link you in DMs later if you're interested. The infinite bag of potatoes? Wait, what? Bag of potatoes? How do I find that? Can I just find potatoes? Oh, I put potos. Bag of holding potatoes. Is it this? Is this the infinite bag of potatoes? Oh my god, it's a bag of holding with potatoes in it. Potato! Object class safe. How long is it? Let's do it. Let's read the potatoes. Potatoes! Potos! Item number, SCP-1689. Special containment procedures. SCP-1689 is currently under restricted access in area redacted. Medium-sized artifact storage compartment redacted. SCP-1689 is to be stored tied shut with its mouth facing upwards at all times. Access is limited to level 3 personnel with the exception of site cooking staff. Cooking staff, because they can come get potatoes. They cook with these potatoes? They cook with SCP potatoes? You linked me the Vulgan's audio of the journal readings. It's hilarious because they use an Irish VA accent. That's amazing. That's amazing. Exploratory access to SCP-1689-A requires approval from level 4 personnel. All expeditions must be documented with a complete manifest of equipment and staff to enter. Enzymatic Compound 13 has been developed to aid in exploration of SCP-1689-A. Proposals to establish a mobile site in SCP-1689-A are currently under review. Unlimited fries works! Have you seen the teddy bear SCP? I have not. Are we just doing cozy SCPs now? For those interested in the audio of this SCP's exploration logs, yes. Oh my god, can I like listen to just a little bit of it?
Alright everyone, how's it going? This is the Vulgan, and the SCP we're going to be studying today is SCP-1689.
1689.
Object class, safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-1689 is currently under restricted access in area medium-sized artifact storage compartment.
I like the bloop bloop sound. There's 3 teddy bear SCPs. 2 of them are evil. Is there a cute one? Is one of the teddy bears cute? I'll take a cute teddy bear SCP. I need comfort SCPs right now, okay? I'm still losing it. Access is limited with the exception of site cooking staff. That's so fucking funny. That is so much funnier than it deserves to be. Sif. 22.95 is the cute one. Okay, hold on. Let's pull it up. 22.95. 22.95. I'm sorry. I think someone just got nuked by Nightbot. I apologize. Whoo! In an inactive state. It's cute. The Vulcan is great. So serious about the picture of a sack of potatoes. I know. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Exploratory access to SCP-1689-A requires approval from a Level 4 personnel. All expeditions must be documented with a complete manifest of equipment and staff to enter. Enzymatic Compound 13 has been developed to aid in exploration of SCP-1689-A. It was not cozy bedtime stories. However, now we're kind of on the comfier side, in that we are now exploring a sack of potatoes. Because we just had a really creepy r/no sleep, so we need a palate cleanser. Alright, description. SCP-1689 is a burlap bag of potatoes. In its stable state, SCP-1689 weighs 40 to 50 kilograms and contains approximately 200 common agricultural potatoes. Tubers of Solanum tuberosum. SCP-1689 is made of brown, roughly woven jute? What's that? Can we stop the music? Okay, fine. Fine, we can stop the creepy music and go to our comfy Halloween lo-fi. How's our Halloween lo-fi treating you? What's jute? Jute is a long, soft, shiny bast fiber made of flowering plants in the genus Corcorus. There's a lot of words I can't read. It's like basket weave material. Oh, okay. Interesting. The interior of SCP-1689 is vastly larger than its exterior and is designated SCP-1689-A. SCP-1689-A is a large extra-dimensional space of undetermined volume, measured to be at least 10,000 meters square, but believed to be much greater. It's a bag of holding, completely filled with potatoes. I have made up my mind. The next bag of holding I find in our D&D campaign, I hope my DM's not here. Is my DM here? DM, are you here? I hope my DM's not here. Because if she heard what I was about, the next time I find a bag of holding in D&D, I am only putting potatoes in it. Exploration of SCP-1689-A is largely incomplete due to the high degree of obstruction. Is the obstruction potatoes? Bag of potos! Cozy Lynn stories, no more Lynn. Clown Mr. Ridley, welcome. Okay, but I had a friend who played as a bard once, and you know how when you're a bard, you can choose proficiency in any instrument. Literally any instrument. You can choose any instrument and have proficiency in it. My friend chose to make her proficient instrument a jar of mayonnaise. I was like, how do you play a jar of mayonnaise? And she was like, oh, you can actually get quite a variety of sounds out of a jar of mayonnaise. I was like, I wouldn't be so sure. There's also the notorious all bard D&D team that this isn't my friends. I read this online. It was a campaign. The team was all bards, and all of them were different types of bread, and they would hold themselves by conjuring a mage hand, and the mage hand would carry the bread. And that's how they moved. Like, difficult terrain? No, I'm a floating mage hand holding a piece of bread. People are so creative with D&D. I love it so much. Sparks joy. You change the amount of mayo in the jar to change the pitch of the drum. I think you could also slap the mayonnaise and get it like... all bard, all bread, one hand. So fucking funny. Every time I think about it, I'm like crying. Okay. Let's see. When portions of SCP-1689-A are empty, nearby potatoes experience an abnormal form of growth, characterized by tumor-like bulges emerging and eventually splitting into fully sized, independent potatoes. That's not how potatoes grow. The rate of growth is roughly exponential with a doubling period of approximately 2 hours. This effect also applies to normal potatoes introduced to SCP-1689, as well as similar edible tubers or roots such as yams and sweet potatoes, although none have been found to occur within SCP-1689 naturally. Addendum 1689-1. SCP-1689 was discovered from Krysovo? How do you pronounce that? A small village of approximately 200 people in northern Siberia. A Russian official reported on 2nd of June 2001 blank that Krysovo? Potato mitosis. It's potato mitosis. Wait, now I can see it so vividly in my mind. Potato mitosis. What sound would a bag of potatoes do? The rare Irish SCP. Made no contact in 4 decades, had no surrounding farmland. The reports were confiscated and investigated by the Foundation, at which point it was discovered that the village had been using SCP-1689 as its sole food source for well over a century. Why? As a result, the villagers were suffering from extreme calcium and iron deficiencies. No one in the village was able to recall how they had come into possession of SCP-1689, only they had been there since before the Reds. Since before the Reds. It's been there since before. That's so much funnier than it should be. Why is that so funny? And then it was a gift for working hard. Oh, that's so silly. That's so silly. That is so dumb. I can't do this. That's so stupid. Okay. Welcome to the village. We got potato bread, potato cake, potato candy, potato pie, potato salad, potato soup. SCP-1689 needs to unionize. That's too much. I can't do this. Okay. Currently, only one fully equipped expedition into SCP-1689-A has taken place. Authorized personnel may view the mission log of Captain Cameron Wells, Exploration Log 1689-I. That's a lot of vodka, yeah? A never-ending chain of potatoes. Oh my god, friend, your comment got held because of the typo. I'm sorry, but I see it. You're good. I'm not going to be approving that word, though. Okay, hold on. I want to read the teddy bear one, too. I need more palette cleansers. Wait, I didn't realize SCPs had ratings. Oh my god, I'm gonna finally make an SCP account just so I can thumbs up 308 and 1689. It's basically a never-ending chain of potatoes. Yes, thank you, 3. They found to potato 1934 before the Reds. No worries, friend. You're all good. All right, let's do another cozy SCP. Their cultures are divided by fries, chips, mashed, or baked. Man, I genuinely, like, I mean, you guys saw me with the MLP cupcakes. Like, I'm not easily phased. When it comes to creepypastas, at least, or like creepy writings on the internet, I'm not that bothered. Like, it'll get me for a day or so, maybe. Shit, that one's gonna be living rent-free in my head for a bit. Lynn's little shenanigans are gonna be up in here. Are we going back to creepy after? I might be losing my voice. I don't think we will be. We love potato. This is how I'm sending y'all off with the bear. Everything changed when the Lotkins attacked. Quick, how many ways of making a potato food can you think of? Alizar, thank you, appreciate it. All right, SCP-2295, Special Containment Procedure. Oh, Object Class, Safe. Special Containment Procedures is is to be kept in a standard containment locker within Storage Wing 25 in Site 37. Personnel with level 3 or higher security clearance are authorized to perform tests on SCP-2295 after filling out the appropriate paperwork. Please contact Dr. Gurgis if required to access to SCP if required access to SCP-2295 is expected to exceed 24 hours. Description: SCP-2295 is a patchwork stuffed bear, approximately 0.46 meters from head to foot, and stuffed with synthetic fiber and cotton. SCP-2295 has a small anatomically correct pin of a heart on the left side of its thorax and a bow wrapped around its neck. The fabric and color of SCP-2295 patches vary. Tests confirm that no components of SCP-2295 contain any anomalous chemical properties. Mash them, boil them, put them in a stew! SCP-2295 enters an active state when within 2 meters of a human sustaining major trauma to an organ. When in the proximity of 2 or more possible subjects, SCP-2295 will invariably choose the youngest subject. Oh, SCP-2295 will anomalously produce scissors, white thread, and either sewing needles or crocheting hook from its mouth and use any fabric and stuffing in close proximity to fashion an instance of SCP-2295-1, a patchwork imitation of the subject's organ. What? I get that. It's actually a little bit creepy, but like it's kind of cute also. SCP-2295-1 vanishes from sight and the subject falls into a state of unconsciousness. SCP-2295 instances then replace the subject's damaged organ via anomalous means. The whereabouts of organs replaced this way are undetermined. That is creepy. Where does it go? Where does the organ go? Where is it? Where is my kidney? Oh my god, this bear is selling organs on the black market. There is no other explanation. You're crafty, you're crafty little guy. I'll give that to you. Put on a cute face, do things that look cute. Turns out you're selling organs on the black market. Okay. Got it. If there is no usable material in close proximity, SCP-2295 will use fabric and stuffing from itself. This is unbearable. Stop. Stop, David! Okay. SCP-2295 regenerates 1 gram of stuffing every day until completely replacing any lost or used stuffing. Note that fabric used this way does not regenerate, and additional fabric must be placed near SCP-2295 for the purpose of self-mending. Instances of SCP-2295-1 successfully carry out their respective functions despite the numerous expected biological, chemical, and medical incompatibilities. Wait! So you're telling me it like stitches an organ together and then it functions as if it were the real organ? That is creepy cute. It's creepy and cute. It's both. Once within the subject, adjacent tissues and veins attach to the imitated organ without observable complications. Huh. Spook V Live! Welcome to Twitch. Welcome to chat also. It's good to have you. Hope you are enjoying yourself. We're nearing the end of this stream though. I have been reading nonstop for like 3 hours. Maybe you can tell my voice is starting to go, so. This is basically a plushy 3D printer. Exactly. A self-mending plushy 3D printer that uses its own components and can regrow some of it. Okay. Once within the subject, adjacent tissues and veins attach to the imitated organ without observable complications. There have been no cases of rejected SCP-2295-1 instances, and all subjects recorded at the time of writing made full recoveries. There's a test log that made you cry? What? Okay, I'm excited. Testing approved to test the limitations of SCP-2295 materials provided within testing chamber. D2353, 38 years old, lungs heavily damaged as a result of 25 years of smoking. SCP-2295 creates SCP-2295-1 using 1 black textile swatch and 1 red textile swatch. New lungs act at a capacity similar to those of healthy adult lungs. D3452, 50 years old, frequent heart palpitations and severe atherosclerosis. Don't know what that is. What is that? SCP-2295 crochets SCP-2295-1 using various surrounding yarns. SCP-2295-1 observed to have a heartbeat before vanishing. Transfer successful. How SCP-2295-1 manages to perform function despite absorbent properties of material and multiple gaps in design is unknown. Symptoms no longer present in subject. D7894, 24 years old, first and second degree burns ranging throughout upper torso, left lateral, and right leg. D7894 sedated during testing. SCP-2295 sews 2 5x5 sections of patchwork fabric. 5 meters by 5 meters. SCP-2295 cuts appropriately sized swatches and manually places one layer onto subjects' affected areas, creating multiple instances of SCP-2295-1, and then repeats this process. The created SCP-2295-1 layers act as dermis and epidermis, and upon recovery, D7894 claims to have retained feeling in replaced skin. Subject makes a full recovery. The American nightmare's worst. The American government's worst nightmare. Yeah. All right, let's wrap up. There's an ad about to hit. I want to beat the ad. D2723, 18 years old, cerebral hemorrhaging. SCP-2295 grasps various materials in its proximity in a distressed state for approximately 1 minute. Baby! No! SCP-2295 then anomalously produces a Blanks Dove Milk Chocolate king-size candy bar and offers it to the subject! How'd you do that? How'd you do that? SCP-2295 spends the rest of tests embracing subject's lower right leg while anomalously producing a saline solution from its eyes. Wait. Does that mean it couldn't... Wait, it couldn't heal this one. Wait, it couldn't heal this one. No, I'm so sad. Why am I crying? How did I get so invested? It lost a patient. Bro, I'm so emotional. Oh my god, why am I so emotional? Why is an SCP teddy bear making me cry? Oh my god, this is so sad. I would be fine with a bag of potatoes. Yeah, I'd be good with a bag of potatoes too. It tried so hard. It was so stressed. No, that's so sad. Document 2295 was recovered taped to SCP-2295 inside the site of a crashed mail delivery vehicle. Document 2295 is a red get well card with the text Kairos the Bear written on the front cover. Oh, I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I can't heal you. I can't heal you, but here's a chocolate bar and some tears. I'm so sad. Oh god. Oh gosh. Oh my god, I'm so sad. All right, well, great bittersweet note to end the stream on, I guess. My voice is about to go and I have to go crash a friend's birthday party, so. Anyways, let's go bother someone. Let's see. Who are we bothering? Oh my god. Well, I don't get to raid Alka very often, so let's go bother Alka. That was good, right? I hope you all had fun. I hope that was fun. That's the most important part. We made you cry before you have to go to a birthday party. It's okay. It was fun. It was fun. This was a great stream. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I feel like it was perfectly themed for Halloween, so I hope you all enjoyed yourselves as much as I did. Okay, I'm not crying anymore. I'm just imagining this poor bear like running around so stressed out, and then it's like, I can't do it. I can't do anything. Oh my god. All right. That's it. We're gonna go visit Alka. I've already set the raid up. Alka's a really good musician. She has milk on her head right now for some reason. And a cozy blanket. She's a VTuber. That's why. Alka's like one of my favorite VTubers, but she doesn't stream very often. So do say hi to her. Very, very cute. Great voice. Great music producer also. All right. Next stream we are doing probably on YouTube. I actually haven't quite decided. Probably it's going to be on YouTube. But we're actually, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we'll do it here. But we'll do Twisted Wonderland. All of the Halloween vignettes. We're going to blast through them all together in one go. We're gonna binge all of the Halloween card vignettes. So yes. All right, go say hi to Alka for me. See y'all next time. Whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, have a wonderful time of day. No raid message, but say hi Alka / say hi Alka milk. That works too. See y'all next time. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.